And that was the Bastard Funk's remix of Space Trip Steps, the music for the stage of Meteor Herd in Sonic Adventure 2 for the Sega Dreamcast slash GameCube slash Steam, I believe.
Wait, the Bastard Funks?
That's, the Bastard Funk that's the username that's
Good
on the
name.
channel. But
I
a lot of people associate, peak Knuckles music with that game with Pumpkin Hill Zone, but personally, Meteor Herd was actually my absolute favorite Knuckles stage song in that game. And I really love this remix a lot because it substitutes the vocals with a lot of the Michael Jackson sound effects that you would hear from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Vanilla, and maybe a little bit of Moonwalker here and there. It's got a very Michael Jackson vibe, and that's why I appreciate this remix so goddamn much. Um, yeah, beautiful song, great cover. I would actually like to play a Sonic mod where all they did was just remix some of the stages of the 3D era games and turn them into true Genesis games. Like I want to play Sonic Adventure 2 style City Escape Zone or Meteor Herd or something, or Pumpkin Hill Zone, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm going through a thing right now where I just finished watching the Castlevania show, and my friend was really into what we're talking about, and she tells me like, "Oh, I don't know anything about the Castlevania games." So now I'm filling in my limited knowledge of like the 5 games I've played and looking up all the ones I didn't play on the wiki to try and fill her in on the entire timeline. And man, a lot of these are just 100 years later, Dracula came back. Then they killed Dracula. Then 100 years later, Dracula came back.
And then this Belmont says, "How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?"
And oddly enough, I think Trevor is by far my favorite Belmont. And actually that's not true. Julius is pretty awesome, but I think the thing is all my favorite games don't have you playing as a Belmont.
That's true. A lot of people's favorite is Symphony of the Night, and that was an Alucard centric game.
Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow are my two favorites.
See,
I really like
you're
Soma.
talking to somebody who's not a super Castlevania aficionado. I mean, what knowledge I have is the little I've played of the first game, Super Castlevania 4, because it was on the Super NES Mini. A little bit of Symphony of the Night, because I have that on my Vita
Yeah,
via the Dracula
fantastic.
X Chronicles, which redubs it. And while the voice acting is better, I will say that much. I prefer Alucard's classic voice. I wish they found that guy and just had him reprise this role, but hired a better director for him to better deliver his lines.
Yeah, but
And B, come on, man. Guys, are we
oh,
still
no.
live? Are we still live? I should disable that fucking AMA bit.
Probably a good idea. Oh god. Oh god, no.
Guys, are we live? Are we live?
Oh, it just caught up for me.
Are we live?
Um,
I'm turning into Jay Longbone that one time she was streaming Ralph's video.
Okay, cool. Thank you,
Okay.
Chibi.
Thank you.
Oh, and Jojo Mon, I do really like the Castlevania Netflix series a lot. I'm just like one of those people that Castlevania is very similar to like Resident Evil for me, or
Well,
like
I
a
saw
lot of
season
other
one, and I speaking as a non-Castlevania fan, I did enjoy the hell out of it. And people said
yeah.
season 2 was pretty good. Season 3, I'm hearing mostly mixed opinions, not because of that one controversial
Yes.
scene. I have
It
a
shouldn't be controversial at all. The one person reporting on it misreported it completely.
okay, but Al said something else that
Yeah, he's
brought
dumb. Like
Big Al.
he shared the worst. He shared the absolute worst opinion, and he doesn't watch shows, so he was just going by what one angry gamer said. Which, and he later what did correct himself on that. Like, oh, I didn't realize the context of that scene.
Uh, okay. One angry gamer. I fucking hate that website.
My favorite thing about it. That scene takes place over the course of like 10 minutes and it's cutting between like battles and another sex scene and it is it's edited so like deceptively. It's fascinating. Like he had to take like a whole half episode of footage and compress it down to 30 seconds.
I don't know, but I want that goth guy to make another adaptation of an IP I actually give a shit about. So I don't know what that would be. You know,
Oh, they want to do Devil May Cry.
I don't hate those games, but it's not my top franchise.
I'm trying to think like series. I really like Castlevania's lore. I'm trying to think like something else that would be like in that line that of something I would really like. Honestly, I think the series that's overdue for an adaptation, even though it would probably be awful, is Metroid.
I'd probably stick with Metroid because I did love the shit out of Metroid Prime. That was my Metroid game right there. Um, which, by the way, I heard Doom Eternal, which is coming out in a few days. I'm excited for that. Which, by the way, I don't. Do you want this to be the new regular schedule for We've Been Talking?
I actually prefer this because I have Mondays off, so it's great. So I don't have to worry about having a hangover when I go back to work.
Okay, fair enough. To be honest, I've been drinking all week, so I've actually mastered the craft of not getting a hangover, and when I do, I know how to handle it. Uh, I know people are probably hearing that or they're concerned for me, but at the same time, can you blame me? But let's not get into that, at least not yet.
I'm
Um,
I'm expecting a pizza soon, so if I bail like in a little bit, that's why.
that's cool. But I was, because next week, at the same time, I'm not planning to do a stream like this because Doom Eternal comes out, and I'm actually thinking of calling it We've Been Gaming.
Nice.
That,
I like
that because I couldn't come up with a nickname for my stream, so I just came up with wacky titles for the past 2 years. I can't say Dark Scream versus because A, Wooly versus, and B, Silent Rob versus. So
Yeah.
Dark Scream streams, it doesn't seem all that appealing to me. Dark Streams, sounds too edgelordy, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we've been gaming, we've been talking, we've been gaming, we've been drinking. I like this Weebin vibe we got here. So that's probably what I'm gonna do next week is stream Doom Eternal.
That's a good idea.
Speaking of, I had to delete some games to get some hard drive space, and I need to check my PlayStation hard drive because I deleted one game, which was Warhammer Vermintide 2, which hurt me a little bit because that is a fun, dumb, casual game. It's basically Left 4 Dead, but Warhammer. But instead of like shooting things primarily, you just fucking swing your fucking weapons at a horde, a bunch of rats and zombies and shit. It's a casual. It's a pretty fun game. Very fun, very casual. A friend of mine recommended it to me. I picked it up a couple Christmases ago, and yeah, I would still give it a recommendation if you see it on sale. But I had to delete it. And my hard drive space was around 99 gigs, which I know for a fact that wouldn't be enough for Doom Eternal. I need at least 30 gigs minimum. And whenever I have like only 70 left over, that's when my fucking internal hard drive goes, oh, you don't have enough space because derp. So I deleted that game, and I deleted New Gundam Breaker because New Gundam Breaker is a fucking pile of shit. Don't buy that game. Just fucking import Gundam Breaker 3 Break Edition.
I remember hearing good things about Gundam Breaker 3.
Gundam Breaker 3 Break Edition is fucking great. You know, it's a little repetitive, and there's not a lot of variety in the levels. I mean, all the levels are some of them are the same. It's your typical colony stage. It's your typical moon stage. All that stuff, and you're about to run into them. But as a game for customization and the gameplay, it's a little repetitive, but it's still pretty fun, and I still give it a strong recommendation. If I ever get a capture card, I'm gonna stream that game on Twitch because it was an import, and you know, Bandit Scamco apparently didn't want Americans to get this game. They want a New Gundam Breaker instead, and
Americans don't deserve anything.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. But
don't get me started on Americans.
But I deleted that game, which was only 10 gigs, and for some reason, my hard drive went from 99 gigs to almost 250, even though Warhammer was only like 66 gigs. Like I said, I need to check my storage space again. I am planning on getting an SSD when my tax return money comes in. So I can at least reinstall some of the old games, because like my habit is I should at least I should at least uninstall the games I've completed on my backlog, but there's just some I refuse to uninstall, like the Yakuza games. Okay, I'm sorry, but
Yakuza's great.
Yeah, Yakuza's good for a casual stream because some people actually like it when I just go to a bar and play darts or pool whenever I'm having a conversation with people. I did that when we were talking about the live-action Death Note movie, which is a pile of dog shit, by the way.
It sure is.
And I'm not even a Death Note fan, but you don't have to be a fan to know that movie was fucking dumbed down and retarded. Yeah, but
Oh, that movie was a mess.
Yeah, welcome to this very special Ides of March edition. So far, this has been a very, considering all things considered, this has actually been a very chill Ides of March.
Yeah.
It was
because nobody's leaving their house.
Well, 2 days ago it was hell, and yesterday it wasn't as bad, but shelves were still empty. I know. Here's the thing. I posted this stream on my Discord chat, and we have a rule that we're not going to talk about the coronavirus.
That's fair. And that's all I'm going to say.
And the reason behind it is because we had a falling out with somebody, but this person who we had a falling out with, I was always wary of them for 3 years at this point. But apparently he fucking lashed out at 3 mutual friends of mine, and so we cut ties with him. And then the guy who runs our Discord, Magus, as well as our Facebook group. He's like, no political shit, no coronavirus talk. And I'm like, okay, I respect. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm not scared of it. I really am not scared of contract. Well, a little bit. If I get contracted with it, guys, I'll be fine.
Same here.
But
I will just keep drinking alcohol until it dies, or until I die. But either way, the disease is gonna die.
But I am worried about infecting other people close to me who probably have underlying health problems, and they are past their fucking 60s. So that's my biggest concern, is that I catch it. I wouldn't know, but I give it to other people. And this is going to sound a little selfish. I have plans to visit a convention at the end of July. I really want that convention going according to Keikaku.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
I feel the same way. I have something going on in like May.
I know it sounds very ridiculous and selfish, but I've been thinking about that convention literally all year, ever since August of 2019. Even to the point where I stuck with this job for the guaranteed vacation time, saved up so much goddamn money, continuing to save up the money. But here's the great thing, though. The president of the convention actually made a Facebook and Twitter post, a very lengthy letter of how he responded to it. And so far there hasn't been any update. Actually, the only updates he's been posting is like new announcements and new guest appearances. Yeah, he's talked. The announcements are happening as if nothing is going to hell. But you want to read the letter? You want me to read the letter? Because it's a very good one.
If you want to, go for it.
All right. So the convention I want to go to is MechaCon, because it is supposed to be the final one. Apparently they're stopping after this. Why? Don't know. At this point, I really don't care. I just want them to go out with a bang. And they plan to do so, which I will get into it. All right, let's see if I can find that announcement. I'll use the Twitter one because I want to... Okay. I was going to pull it up on OBS, but it would have taken like 2 minutes for me to like set everything up. So I'll just read it, guys. He says this. Hello, everyone. These days, it seems as though every other word we hear is coronavirus or COVID-19. While undoubtedly something to be aware of and certainly something to take precautions against, it would seem much of the media, both at home and abroad, is using this outbreak to sow fear into most of the planetary population. Oh my god, they're still keeping up with that kayfabe. Jim Cornette would be proud.
Beautiful.
And in many cases, it appears to be working. While many of these media outlets are practically pushing this situation as a quote-unquote end-of-day scenario, we feel a more rational approach is warranted. Lately, many conventions, events, and public gatherings within the months of March and April, even some in May, have been either postponed or canceled out of concern for public well-being. This action is commendable in service of protecting these events' patrons. However, with the announcement today of the cancellation of E3 in June, many of you have been concerned what might become of MechaCon in all this. Currently, as we feel any such rash action would be premature at this time, we have no plans to cancel or postpone MechaCon Omega. That's a cool name for their finale.
It is.
We remain confident that things will return to relative normality. Hey, we're a bunch of weebs. Relative normality is the best we can go. By late July, I added that last part, obviously. But rest assured, we are following the progression of this outbreak very closely, and if at any point we begin to feel the situation might not be better in July, we will absolutely weigh our options and choose a path which services the public health interests of all of you where MechaCon is concerned. Truthfully, though, we just haven't reached that point yet. Thank you for your patience as we all weather this public health situation. May we all come through it in the best of health so that we may celebrate our mutual love for anime fandom together one last time. John Russo, CEO, Senin Productions. At that point, I wanted to tear up, stand up, and give him an ovation, even though he wasn't making a speech announcement, because that was like the best response I could ever hear from anyone's mouth. the best. Rational, acknowledges the fact that people are going insane, tries to be calm because it is happening at the end of July. And I already put in my vacation time. I already reserved the hotel room, which, by the way, I've extended the visit to 4 days so that way we could get our tickets the day before. Plus, we could spend, I don't know, if my friends show up early in the morning or afternoon, we could spend more time at the French Quarter and drinks are on me, maybe.
Sounds good.
Sorry for not reading the
Body shots, got it.
Sorry for not reading the chat, guys, but I am getting very passionate into my own conversations.
And I finally finished telling my friend about the Castlevania timeline, so now I can focus my attention on the chat. Sorry about that as well.
I'm more about the Tokyo Game Show, bro. Well, so far no announcements for canceling that, and yeah, TGS is better than E3. I agree, Matt Wheaton.
Oh boy, I can't wait for Atlas to show up on stage and like delete all the files for SMT5.
Fuck.
Live on stage, we have a special announcement deleting all the files.
Honestly, I'm a little bit concerned for.
Pizza's here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, he'll probably be back by the time he gets himself a slice or two on the plate, so I might as well open up. Personally, I'm a little bit concerned for Japan because literally the same time our convention starts, the Tokyo Olympic Games are supposed to start, and there's been some muttering about whether or not they should cancel it. And I'm thinking to myself, if they cancel it, is Japan going to be in like the biggest recession ever? They sunk a lot of time, energy, and money since like 2010 in order to make these Olympics happen. There's a fucking Sonic and Mario game that was made to hype up this particular event. Thinking to myself,
Okay, weird situation. I'm gonna go sort this out with the pizza guy.
Oh my god, you got wrong toppings?
No, it was a thing where my parents just called me. It's like, yeah, we got you a pizza as a gift. We don't want you going out. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then it's like, oh yeah, but they don't. It's like you're gonna have to supply them your card and everything. I'm like, oh god. It's like, no, I gotta call them and give them the card number.
So let me get this straight. They gifted him the pizza, but he still has to pay for it. That's some big brain gifting right fucking there, dude. Let me tell you guys. But anyways, I've already opened up and said I haven't. Okay, Squigs already said he played like 5 Castlevania games. I've only played like 3, but I haven't completed any of them yet. So, but I did like the first season. And I heard good things about season 2. I saw some clips of season 2. I don't know, man. Like, I don't. Do you have beef with the Castlevania series, JoJo-mon? But anyways, back to Tokyo Olympic Games. Because with all these things getting canceled, we have all these sports events canceled. We have some esports events canceled. Max fucking hinted the idea that Evo might be canceled. No news about that. Actually, let me check. Just let me double check let me fact check to make sure. Okay, what the heck is excision? Alright, hold on. Okay, that was March 13th, so blah, blah, blah. Okay, I heard some postponement. Okay, that's something else. There are no plans to cancel or postpone EVO 2020. That was from 3 days ago. That was a Reddit post. Okay. March 3rd. Siliconera says no plans to cancel or postpone EVO 2020. So, I guess Max and some of the FGC boys can relax there for the most part. I'm gonna be honest. I might actually watch the Tokyo Olympics just because it's in Tokyo, and I love Japan's culture. Well, of course I do. Look at the name of our goddamn stream, guys. Um, I love their obsession with mascots. I love the fact that they want to put a Gundam up on display and maybe Super Mario as well. And I actually, part of me wants to see that. At least see it in Twitter feeds and shit like that. See it in the memes. I don't know if I actually watched the event, but I kind of want it to happen just to let it happen. And it would personally tell me that things are going back to normal because I really do hate this fucking outbreak scare, guys. Don't get me wrong. I fucking loathe it. I loathe the fact that people are hoarding toilet paper. I loathe the fact that people don't know how to fucking wash their hands. And they need to be reminded how to do so. I loathe all that shit. And I want things relatively to return to normal by April. And by normal, I mean... This is why I hate the media and why you should fucking hate it too.
Okay, I've returned.
Apparently, Jojo Mon has some issues of the Castlevania Netflix series.
All right. Guess that's what we're doing now. I'm down for it.
He says Castlevania Season 1 was like they made the Church of Evil and stuff, even though the church was never evil in the games.
Play Order of Ecclesia.
And that and no Grant the Thief. And the battle with Alucard didn't take place in the ship.
I am aware of that part. They should put in Grant. It's silly that they don't have Grant.
Okay. Minor details like Alucard not being in the ship or whatever, when it comes to adaptations, I don't give a shit about that.
That I'm fine with.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I hear somebody say, "Oh, this thing sucks because this one little thing isn't like this one little thing I was interested in," I always
adaptations exist to be different. What's the point of just making the same thing?
Yeah, it's like what Joseph Show said whenever he was criticizing anime. I don't know if you're familiar with this YouTube channel. Al and I actually followed this guy 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But he made like a 3-part video series why anime sucks. And even though I'm an anime fan, I could see where he's coming from.
I think I know where this is going. Go on.
But he's in part 3, he talks about how there were people defending some of the cheap animation qualities because because it was adapting from manga. That's why it was like this or like that. They're trying to recreate the manga. And the Joseph Show,
do that?
And Joseph Show says, why recreate something that's going to be exactly the same? It's like the remake of Psycho. Pointless.
Yeah, pointless.
So yeah, I don't...
Oh, and JoJoMon, Order of Ecclesia has an evil church in it.
I'll take his word for it because I never played Order of Ecclesia.
Order of Ecclesia is cool, but the
Speaking of Castlevanias...
this is the dumbest thing. The reason I remember it well is because there was a My Little Pony fan mod of Order of Ecclesia called Order of Equestria.
Of course there is.
It was actually really fun.
I bet it was. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean,
yeah,
there are some good...
I gotta play that Konosuba Mega Man game.
Oh my... Okay, I want to play that too, actually, now that you brought that to my attention. But speaking of Castlevania, this week, a friend of mine brought to my attention that there's a Symphony of the Night Metroidvania game that came out.
But Symphony of the Night is a Metroidvania game.
Well, I bring up Symphony of the Night because style-wise, it looks very much like Symphony of the Night. But the thing is, it's an adaptation of Wreck-Your Lodos War.
Oh, that sounds cool.
You play as one of the characters, Deedlit, the elf.
Sorry, one sec. I need to grab some water real quick.
And I heard it was supposed to be some sort of like gap filler for one of the events in the novels or whatever. But I added it to my Steam wish list. I don't know. I gotta look this game up because I might pick it up even though I'm not familiar with Wreck-Your Lodos War. I just like the fact that they made a game like this. And I thought, oh, that's cool. He's getting water.
Yep. Yeah, I just got it.
Oh, I thought you were drinking.
Yeah, I'm drinking, but I need water too, or else I'm just drinking straight rum, and that doesn't go well with pizza.
You should mix that shit with some cherry cola.
You know what? Actually, here's the problem. This particular rum does not mix well with cherry cola.
Okay. Well, right now I'm drinking my usual to go home daiquiri on Sundays, which is called a TKO, which is a mixture of a flavor called Knockout Punch and this one other thing I can't remember. And I added an extra shot of diesel to it.
Ooh.
Here's why does everyone react like that?
Oh, that sounds good.
No, people are reacting like I should be dead by now, but I'm not.
Well, this is some shit I drink.
Okay, let me tell you why we couldn't stream last week. Last week, I went to a friend's place. See, I like to go to the western side of Louisiana every once in a while to hang out with my IRL friends. So it could be a me and the boys moment. And because my car is a fucking jalopy tiered piece of junk at this point because it's almost 20 years old and
Yeah.
I had to get a new transmission and it still kind of runs like shit. I can't take it all the way to my preferred destination. So what I would do, which is at the expense of one of my other friends, I would go over to his place, which is a little bit closer by like an hour, and just stay over the night. And then the following morning, I would hang out with the other person's place. And then at the end of the evening, we would drive home. Then I would take my car, and then I would drive the rest of it home. Altogether, it'd be like a 3-hour drive back home or whatever. Um, but but during the afternoon of the Sunday, I would like to visit the other parts of the capital of our state, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that nobody gives a fuck about because it's not New Orleans. And one of the places we stopped by, he had to go to car shop to see if he can make some fucking errands or whatever. But right next to the car shop, I shit you not, was a daiquiri store, which probably upset him.
Oh,
It upset him a little bit because where do you think I want to go right now? So I literally went to the daiquiri store and I said, okay, what's the hardest, most dangerous mixture you have? And so she pulls out the binder and she mixes these 4 flavors. Here are the 4 flavors.
no. Mm-hmm.
It is a hurricane, which is a signature tourist drink of New Orleans.
Yeah. I've had that.
Purple zombie, which we're going to talk about zombies later on today.
Fuck, dude. I've had that. I've had purple zombie, but continue.
Liquid marijuana. I can't remember the 4th thing, but it sounded dangerous.
Liquid zombie is what got me really fucked up when I went to New Orleans.
But the mixture name was literally called the Royal Fuck.
You know what? My buddy had that when he before his wedding.
And I said, you know what? Give me that size large, add a shot of diesel to it. And I did. I bought it. I told Windsor what it was all about. And Windsor just looks at me and goes, you're not going to do shit tonight. Well, you're going to be doing a lot of shitting. But he was wrong on both those ends. And so I was drinking it while we were hanging out at the mall, playing some video games in the arcade. I was playing a bit of Darkstalkers because they had like an arcade emulation machine there. Because let's be honest, that's how arcades need to survive nowadays. They just need to do fucking illegal pirate shit at this point.
Yeah.
They also have like a pirated DDR. Well, are you familiar with Stepmania?
Yeah. I am.
Stepmania is basically the Mugen of DDR for guys who don't know. It is a DDR mod, and people use it to like make DDR songs to their preferred music, whatever, blah blah blah. And that's what their arcade machine has. It has a Stepmania program to it, and it has basically every Stepmania package they had available. So I played a little bit that, dancing to fucking Higarashi's Why or Why Not, as well as Naraku no Hana, and yeah, shit like that. Because Higarashi's soundtrack is fucking amazing.
It's a bop.
Yeah, I hope the new Higurashi series has soundtrack just as beautiful as the old stuff. I really do.
I hope that that Studio Passione doing the new season of Higurashi just uses leftover animation from interspecies reviewers.
I haven't heard anything about this week's episode either.
Oh, um, so it is a it's kind of a oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. I guess I'm not allowed to go into my work this month. Yeah, this week. But the yeah, but no, this week's episode, it wasn't as extreme as the other ones, but it kind of did a little bit of world building, and it does involve a brothel with a perfect score, and the reason it gets a perfect score is actually kind of interesting. Like, it's more than what you'd think.
Huh, I thought they were trying to go for escalation because I thought, well, what can you do to top egg laying and eating omelets out of said laid
I
eggs?
I think this time like it wasn't really that. The only thing that was extreme was like some of the things that they were into and a few of the illusions they made. Like apparently the halfling is into some like brutal S&M shit.
Okay. It would be funny to follow that up with something just wholesome.
It was very wholesome for the most part, actually.
Well, anyways, back to
Not
my,
as wholesome as the Cyclops, but still.
back to my booze story. So I ordered that. I drank that. I was a little bit buzzed. I wasn't. I wasn't super shit faced. Though Windsor is fucking scared for me for some reason. And we went to this place we have. I want to say Magus actually has this place. It's called Main Events. It's
Mhm.
like a weird bar, arcade, party place all mixed into one. It's a very big building too. And I'm glad they add something like that there. We went to Main Events. We played the Halo Rail Shooter arcade game, which is a little fun, but I have some criticisms for it. Speaking as a guy who plays a whole lot of arcade rail shooters, House of the Dead, Time Crisis, everything in between, Carnival, you
I play
name it.
House of the Dead way too often.
But my problem with those games is you're gonna get shot almost every other screen because um, you can't one shoot some of the enemies, so you're gonna take damage regardless, and that part's actually a little annoying. It just feels like artificial difficulty.
have you have you played Gunslinger Stratos?
Gunslinger Strauss. For some reason, I remember that name, but I can't.
It got an anime, though sucked. But Gunslinger Stratos, the gimmick is that you have two guns and you can combine them into different guns. So you have like the guns akimbo, dual pistols. You combine them side by side, and you get like a minigun that you combine them one on top of the other, and you get a rocket launcher, and it's one of the best games ever.
I didn't play that, but
It's so much fun.
we played mostly that, and then some various other games, and then we weren't that hungry because we were still full from our usual dinners or whatever.
Yep.
But I was like, man, I sure could go for a drink. So I just ordered like a strawberry margarita or something while my friend was waiting outside. Um, my friend being Windsor. And we went to the walk-ons. Well, I don't know if you have this restaurant, but we have a chain of restaurants here called Walk-ons. A
No,
bist-
I don't have those.
it's a bistro bar and grill, and it's pretty cool. I mean,
Sounds good.
the women, all the people are waitresses, and they dress like they kind of dress like cheerleaders, but with like collared
Oh,
shirts and stuff. It's pretty
okay.
nice.
Yeah, there's a few places kind of like
Well,
that.
this is probably why I didn't end up buying a whole lot of other shit the following day because my bill came up to like $41. And
Oh,
the
Jesus.
reason behind that was because I was like, "Oh my god, for an appetizer, they serve fried alligator?" They
Yeah, I've
serve
had Gator. It's amazing.
and I was like, "Okay, fried alligator tails." And I posted this on my Facebook too,
I
and
think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that image.
I was like, "Yeah, that was the day I ordered that, and I ordered a grilled cheese sandwich because I didn't think it would be that big or whatever, something to balance it out." Because Windsor was telling me, "Oh my God, you're gonna have to do some extra workout sessions or whatever in order to
Yeah.
shed this off." I was like, "Yeah, probably." But so I ordered that with grilled cheese sandwich, but the fried alligator tails, they look so delicious, and I had them, and they were great. And now every time I'm going to see a gator, I'm going to look at him. I'm going to lick my lips. And he's probably going to lick his lips.
Okay, okay. No. I'm sorry to interrupt you for a second, but my friend just voiced one of her complaints about the new season of Castlevania. Nobody comes. I feel so bad for them.
That would sound frustrating if you need to come.
There's like one scene where like several sex scenes happen and nobody gets a chance to finish and she feels really bad for them.
I'm pretty sure people who don't come, I'm pretty sure not coming feels like, you know that feeling you have when you're about to sneeze, but you don't?
Yeah. That's when you edge.
I don't know. It's still, I'm pretty sure
I
that,
can speak from experience. The
but yeah, I had that, and I also ordered like a ham and cheese grilled sandwich. But when they gave me the grilled sandwich, it was actually like two small sandwiches that were put together via a toothpick, and they had a side order of fucking waffle fries, like Chick-fil-A waffle fries. And I had this look on my face that Windsor remembers. I was just like, big old O face, just
I
like
love waffle
excited.
fries.
I was like,
They're the best.
oh, I didn't know
I
it
want
came
to
with
drink them
fries.
all rum.
Ate the shit out of that. You know what? And this trip did financially set me back because this plus gas plus Quiznos plus whatever the hell I ordered. Oh yeah,
Oh fuck! You still got Quiznos? They're all shut down in my state.
there's this one Quiznos at the midway point between where Windsor lives and where I live, off of an airport road, next to a gas station that's still open. Still, miraculous to this day. I know how you feel, dude. I don't even know if the Quiznos at my college that I used to go to is still even around. And part of me wants to go check one day. Because I still look at university as the best years of my life. But
Yeah. I have a story about some about like some like weird restaurants that shut down, but continue.
but but that but but where me and the boys went to one on Monday after we hung out at this anime store that Squeakball Penguin from Twitter recommended to us, which was this anime store. And I know both Windsor and Art are probably going to be mad at me because I was pretty super bored there, and it's an anime store, and as an anime store, it was actually all right. It had some good figurines. It had classic DVDs that somebody would hunt for. I found some old volumes of Genshiken, and if they had like
So, best store ever. Got
if
it.
they had a complete collection or whatever, I would have gifted that to fucking Art just because. Even though he probably wouldn't take it because he's kind of an asshole. Um, but I thought the store for the most part was all right, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Most of the fucking anime fans there, they're not relatable to me. You know what I mean? You see these anime fans.
I get you completely. Like more and more when I go to anime conventions, I'm like, where are the people in like the super obscure shit and like the ones who like are
Exactly.
just chill and not loud?
Exactly. Where are those people? Where are my mecha boys? Which, by the way,
They don't want to leave the house.
Here's the thing.
They're all up in their hotel rooms playing Smash or something.
And I was looking around and they actually had some merch that I was curious about. They had a plushie of one of the characters from Negima. I believe it was Konica. But I don't like her that much. I want to buy a plushie of her. I was hoping they had a plushie of Evangeline, because Evangeline is an awesome character. She really did make the manga that it was today. Even though she was a filthy lolly, but at the same time, she basically was part 1 Dio in a way.
Guys, my lolly expired. She started getting taller and won't call me Oni-chan anymore. What do I do?
Man, I think I would like that if she got taller and called. Actually, she does have like an older civilian form in UQ holder by the name of Yukihime.
Okay.
And she looks super fucking hot as Yukihime. But
Time will do that.
But here's the thing. Because I grew up reading Negima, well, I wouldn't say grew up, because I was already a grown-ass man. I was a 19...
No, you weren't an adult until you found Negima, then you became a man.
Yeah, in my senior year of high school, I became a man reading Negima. But
I became a man at 21. Your point?
here's the thing: they call her Yukihime, but I always refer to as Evangeline, nothing else. Um, Evangeline, Anastasia, Catherine McDowell, which sounds like a fucking character from Macbeth that got axed out at the last minute for time constraint reasons. Uh, but they didn't have a plushie of her, which I was a little bit disappointed of because I'm still looking for. I like to collect plushies of anime characters that I like. That's a weird hobby of mine, but I'll show you. Um, I didn't even collect a plushie last year, but that's disappointing. But I hope to God I see some plushies of some Zombieland characters this year. Uh, I
Boy, time to talk about that shit.
Tai Yamada, if not Saki Nakaido. Those are the top two best
Saki
characters.
Nakaido is love. Saki Nakaido is life. So my old roommates for Christmas gave me a framed picture of Saki, like smiling from the episode where from the episode where she confronts her old biker gang.
Yeah,
I have it on my desk.
that episode was pretty great.
Yeah, I just the second Saki showed up, I'm like, yo, I need. I think this is everything I love.
Okay, I but the other thing they have, and Matt Wheaton, if you're paying attention, here you probably want to hear this story as well as other people who might be into Gunpla because they had some Gunpla kits there.
Matt's listen. I see him in the chat.
They had a master grade kit of the Burning Gundam from G Gundam, and it was only for $35.
Burning.
I could have picked it up, but I didn't. And the reason behind it is because I already have a fucking backlog of Gunpla kits I need to start working on. I just can't fucking add on to it right now. I hope you guys understand. Because I have Gunpla kits from MechaCon 2018 that still need to be worked on. But the anime store, you know what? I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Pure PFC, Pure Fiction Collectibles. If I stumble to anyone listening to this, they probably I'd be shocked if they recognized me. But I was in that store. And I didn't do a whole lot of talking. My other three friends did. I am
shocked about how many people recognize Al at conventions.
Well, he was super popular 10 years ago. I can vouch for that.
But remember, I was friends with him for years before I was, oh wait, you're that guy who makes those videos.
You're that guy who talks about One Piece all the time.
Legit. That was what I knew him from. I was like, oh, you did that 4Kids episode. You did that 4Kids thing on One Piece.
Those were also the first set of videos I watched from Big Al after the Nartards rant. I was like, holy crap, you know... There was just something beautiful at the time watching amateurs making amateur style videos, and I was like, you know,
I missed that.
You know, I like this. This is like a break from the overproduction stuff. I enjoy this.
But now every single day I make fun of game life.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I'm trying to keep that dream alive, which is why my video's amateur tier.
Oh yeah.
How much is your Gunpla log? Well, okay, let's go from memory here. And keep in mind, guys, I've been drinking. I have the Valkalander SD Gundam from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, the latest season that's current right now. Apparently, they're on the mid-season break. They're supposed to come back on April. Haven't heard any announcements of it being delayed, so that's a good thing. I have the Master Gundam and Funsaki, his horse. So that's a twofer on that kit. And I have the Macross Delta Valkyrie. And it has sticker decals of that one girl who made that fucking September meme.
Oh, fuck, I love it.
Yeah, that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I picked up that just because Macross. I would buy almost anything Macross just before Harmony Gold tries to fucking, take them away from disappearance. So and the two Crossbone kits. One of them is a real grade, one of them is a master grade. So that's 5. And to me, that's big enough. I know Windsor probably has more, but to me, that should be the max capacity. But Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, that was a Jesus Christ, that plot twist is so fucking insane, stupid, weird. I don't even want to get into that because I don't want to spoil it for people who are probably still watching that show.
I know very little about Gundam builders, but I know that the mom is hot and everyone wants to fuck her.
Yes, the mom from season 1 is pretty hot, and I can understand everyone wanting to.
My ex-girlfriend got a body pillow of her, and I always thought it was funny.
But Gundam Build Diver season 1 is still the best Gundam Build series. I'll say that much. It's still the best. Not saying that the other seasons are shit. They just don't hold a candle. They did everything right. They did the characters right. The gunpla designs are great. The story was pretty enjoyable. It's basic tournament stuff. It's also a little bit grounded because if you ever been to like tournaments of like a fighting game or wherever that required you to stay at a hotel, you could probably relate to some of these incidents.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and they actually had like several official ships and romantic interests developing in that series.
A fit? Wow, that's rare because
Yeah, I
usually
know.
these blue balls you to eternity.
Exactly. It's like, okay,
You know,
here's the thing.
okay.
The
Back to
mom.
Castlevania for a brief second. I fucking love that they're not cowards and they actually have Trevor and Sypha together.
Nice.
And it's really cute and well written. More shows need to do that. Stop being cowards. Cough, Spider-Man, cough.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Gundam Build Divers, the mom and the dad, they're still in a healthy relationship together.
That's rare.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Sometimes
way more rare than it should be.
the dad's disappeared or an overseas trip, but no, the dad.
I'm sorry, your dad exploded.
The dad was a Gunpla champion himself, and I forgot. I keep forgetting why.
To be fair, would you leave that? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, good point. He for some reason was in a disguise at one point, helping out one of the other characters, helping them, build a Gunpla themselves. And oh god, I can relate to this sticker application. Oh my god, like the character's hand was shaking with their tweezers and shit. Oh, I can relate to that shit pretty hardcore. And I'm a fucking pleb Gunpla builder myself. I'm not super. It's a Gundam. I'm pretty casual when it comes to that shit, but even I can relate to that. The idol girl, I want to say, is shipped with. God, I hope I remember this right. The Italian guy, Mr. Fellini, with his Wing Venice, which is basically the Wing Gundam, but in Italian colors. And
I love it.
oh yeah, dude.
I love Gundam stereotypes.
The series has a lot of really clever, silly fan service. I mean, there was like a cameo of Char at one point.
I heard about that one. I did hear about that one.
Yeah. It's like the dad's like, what happened to me? Why is this going on? It's because you're a spoiled idiot. There was even a cameo of fucking Al, Chris, and Alex from 0080 at one point. I was like, oh, there's a timeline where everything went right.
I have to say something, JoJo. So, I kind of hate to break it to you, the original Gundam was also a toy commercial. Have you seen how long those transformation sequences last? It's like longer than in the toy commercials, showing how the Gundams transform.
Keep in mind, Tomino didn't want it to be a toy commercial, but he
didn't want it to be, but he had to do a studio mandate for it.
Yeah, the studio
again,
was
it was a
fighting
compromise.
against it. Yes, Gundam Build. You know what? Yes, Gundam Build Divers is a toy commercial.
But it's fucking awesome.
But it's a fun toy commercial. Like, He-Man's a toy commercial.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Transformers is a toy commercial, but people are still fans of that. G.I. Joe. Oh, speaking of Transformers, the reason why I don't want my convention to get canceled, you know who's going to make a guest appearance there?
Who?
Vince DiCola.
I don't know who that is. But I'm also drunk.
Vince DiCola is the fucking composer for Rocky IV and Transformers, the 1986 movie. You remember this?
Oh, shit. That's actually really cool.
I have that soundtrack on CD.
Yo, Chibi. Oh, no, you've triggered something in me. I keep trying to get out of the Brony fandom, but it keeps pulling me back in. What are you doing?
Yeah, all these shows are toy merches. Now, Gundam is one of the smarter toy merch shows. The UC stuff is, for the most part. Mm-hmm. Build Fighters
Hey
is
kids, do you like stories about war crimes and how awful things can be?
exactly. Gundam Build. I don't know. I can't stand most Gundam fans being elitist snobs towards the Build series. I really can't because
Yeah, again, just enjoy the thing. I
it's
there's
an
nothing that
alt.
upsets me more than people getting upset at like a lighthearted spin-off.
I hate
Like
Gun.
I always loved Teen Titans Go.
I hate Gundam Wing, but at least it's an alternate continuity spin-off, so it doesn't
Yeah.
damage the UC
Yeah, and
or
it's
or
a thing
or
that
any of the other spin-offs that are great, like Gundam X.
look, the one time I'll be mad at a spin-off is if it attempts to if it's a reboot and attempts to replace the current series that was still going strong and we demanded sequels for, like Devil May Cry.
Here's the thing: there's going to be an adaptation of the Char's counterattack novel, Hathaway's Flash, coming soon. So Bill
I
Divers
thought that was already a thing.
no, Gundam Hathaway, which I wish they stuck with Hathaway's Flash. They should have just called it that instead of Gundam Hathaway. No, they posted a trailer for it. It's coming out soon. And I want to say it's a trilogy film series. I don't know if it's a one film thing. Um, but you know, they're still trying to do other Gundam things, and they're still trying to do stuff with the Universal Century. So
Yeah.
this build series, even when it sucks, it's not gonna cause me to puke blood in anger.
Has there been like a super robot series recently? I don't think there has been.
Here's the thing. Okay, I don't want to say the mecha genre is dead. It's not. Is it dying?
I don't want to say the mecha genre is dead, but the mecha genre is dead.
I want to say the mecha genre, is it dying? I want to say it's a little bit on life support because there hasn't been a whole lot of mecha shows out there, and the ones
It seems like it.
we're getting, like Doggy Style and the Franks, is complete dog shit. Yeah,
That was even a few years ago, so that doesn't even matter. Like, this was an entire genre.
I know. We need more giant robots, and I'm pretty sure you could probably, well, I know Digibro made a video, but I don't want to see it because I hate that
I don't
guy.
care.
I hate that guy. I hate his fucking lolicon viewpoints. Love a woman with fucking.
Oh God, I don't know about that shit.
No, I want a woman who's old enough to drink. God damn it. When
But what about the 5,000-year-old Chinese myth dragon who looks like an 8-year-old?
no, look like a
I had this talk
21-year-old.
before.
Look like a 21-year-old, and the crew you daiquiri is on me. It's grape flavored.
Okay, so like I think I talked about this with Al a little bit. And he always gets on my case about it, but I stand by it. That I think that people who
I am a
like,
Gundam fan. What the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, what the hell's going on? It's the thing that I think that a character looking young is way less creepy than them acting young.
That is true because
The thing that
I wanna
makes like Lolicon creepy is that the character isn't able to like act like an adult or even have the maturity to make decisions for themselves.
Okay.
And that's the creepiest part.
Here's the thing. I have seen women who are of legal age, but they
Who
still
look young.
who still look like a short stack of pancakes.
Exactly.
Dude, I have a high school story to tell you.
Oh boy.
There was this one friend I knew in high school, and he's like, "I think this one woman's making moves on me, but I'm kind of nervous." And I go, "Why is that?" And he goes, "Because she looks like she's 7."
I think you told me this story.
And I go, "Yeah, right." But then I saw her at lunch break one day, and not to be rude to this woman, but
She looked like she was 6.
wow. I was like, okay, I could see why be nervous, but she might actually be of legal age. But if that's the case,
again, looks
fine.
super young.
But here's the thing.
But
Okay.
if you talk to her and she's like pissed off and wants to drink or something, I'd be like, okay, maybe I might like her personality.
Okay. Back to the idea of mental maturity, because that is, I can understand that. If you are a fan of Mirai or Hibari from Samurai Kagura, I won't hold it against you.
I remember we were talking about this.
If you're a fan of Minori, I might summon Chris Hansen.
The
against you because Minori is a fucking man-child to the extreme.
if you're a fan of Hachikuji from Bakemonogatari or Shinobu or Ononoki, I can't blame you because every character in Monogatari is awesome.
I've been ignoring the chat like crazy, and we have
They're just
13.
arguing about Gundam right now. I don't feel like acknowledging them.
Well, we have 13 people watching. That's the highest we ever got in these fucking
Oh
streams.
shit, we made it! Bust open the champagne.
Oh yeah, if we get 15, man, the Ides of March really are coming.
I'm gonna drink myself into a coma if that happens.
All right. Still, I'm just saying that the goddesses of game industry are way better when they're in their fucking CPU goddess mode. Okay.
I agree.
Especially Plutia / Iris Heart, who is probably one of my favorite characters.
I think we did talk about this before, but one of the things I really like.
I met her voice actress, by the way.
Like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, like I'm personally whenever somebody like brings up like oh thick, I'm like, I kind of prefer like when a girl's thin and I can see her muscle structure because muscles really turn me on.
Okay, what about that ogre girl from Plus Sized Elf?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, good enough. Which, yeah, that's a nice way of saying I'm about 2.5 volumes into Plus Size Elf.
No, I'm just big. Okay, also my fetish is tall girls, so yeah.
Mine too.
Woo! Damn, I wish I wasn't 6'1".
Same here.
Time to get my legs hacked off.
There was this one woman who was like 6'1", and I was still like 6'0" at the time or something. She was a fucking big girl, and she was like a year older than me, and my God, was she hot.
I actually kind of
my friend was like, I'm scared of her. I'm like, if you're not scared of her, then you're not doing it. You're not doing it right. Exactly. That's how I want to feel.
Yeah. But no, there was a thing I kind of like therapist myself into like understanding like, okay, this is why I'm into it. I was a super late bloomer and I was like 5'4" until I was 16 or so. But when I was like in the midst of puberty at my horniest, I was shorter than like every other girl.
Okay.
So
I need to answer Jojo Mon's question. He says, so my apologies if I said you're not a Gundam fan, because is Gundam Build even good? Okay. Like I said, Build Fighter Season 1, I thought was fucking fantastic. Build Fighters Try, I haven't finished it. I need to. And it's okay. The problem with that show is they changed the gimmick to where it went from 1v1, which, well, here's the thing. Most 1v1 matches are like, you have the fighter and the builder. And I thought that was cool. That was cool in that series because it was like a relationship between pilot and mechanic.
Oh, I like that. That's actually cool.
Which is kind of weird because most Gundam shows,
watch Heavy Object.
Most Gundam shows, the pilot is sometimes the mechanic, not always. I know Gundam X had like this one child prodigy on the Freedom Crew who was like the lead mechanic. He was the one doing all of the work. But that was a really cool relationship. But in Gundam Build Fighters Try, which is the second season, they did 3v3, so everyone was a builder and a fighter, and it's cool to have more characters, but not all of them were completely fleshed out. But they do have fucking Gyanko, who has her own Gunpla kit, by the way, and yes, I did buy that and built that. Her name is called Gyanko because she is a fan of the Gyan, the mobile suit that Makuve from 0079 pilots, the one that looks like a weird knight, and she be thick, but yeah. Build Divers changed it to where Gundam is a fucking fantasy MMO, which I roll my eyes a little bit. But they did have a lot of fun episodes. They had like a Bear Guy Festival themed one. They had like a Girls Triathlon Festival themed one. Which, by the way, that episode actually had an homage to Linkin Park in that episode.
What the fuck?
Yes, because Linkin Park are fucking Gundam fans. They
I
actually,
didn't.
okay,
Oh yeah, they are, aren't they?
yeah, I'll give you the context. So, one point of the triathlon, the women are supposed to like do a photo competition and they have to post it on, I shit you not, guys. They had to make a Gunstagram post.
I love it. I love it.
And
Everybody,
one
shut up.
and
It's great.
so it's like a montage of Gunpla figures doing weird silly things, paying homages to classic scenes or
No,
whatever.
I dig it.
But there were a group of bear guys who are dressed like the cast of Linkin Park in this one cover album. You know what? I'll probably pull up the images for you guys.
Do it, you coward.
Um, but they basically paid homage to that, and the comment section on YouTube, which by the way, yeah, Gundam Info. That's a YouTube channel you fans need to check out because they uploaded Gundam NT this week. I haven't seen it yet because Windsor and I said we're gonna watch it tomorrow. But they had like a bear guy montage of one of Linkin Park's albums or something. And that was actually pretty well done. All right, let's see. All right.
Oh, okay. You know what, Matt? I agree with you. I love Andrew WK, but I think Linkin Park has like a wider, kind of a wider range of saturation because every like weird emo AMV was Linkin Park. But Andrew WK is one of my favorite people alive.
Andrew WK actually did straight up covers of the soundtrack for 0079.
I could see that. Andrew WK is a weird nerd and always gets into like odd fandoms out of nowhere.
All right. I'm
You
good.
like to party. Nerds like to party. Therefore, Andrew WK is.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah. He set the world drum record. I don't know if he still holds it, but he said it.
Oh, okay. I'm not reading the chat, guys. I'm busy gathering the images.
See, I'm from Michigan, so it's like penalty of death if you don't like Linkin Park.
That's wow.
Kind of like Eminem, but I fucking hate Eminem, so yeah.
It's funny because I wouldn't say I hate Master P, but I don't listen to enough of his music, and I know he's from New Orleans.
I just don't know who that. How do you feel about Big Bad Voodoo Daddy?
I don't even remember. I don't even know who that is. So that
Oh,
those
it's a
my
band that did a lot of like weird, like slow, like swing music, very New Orleans themed.
ah.
But they were the reason I will always remember them is because they were on that weird Adult Swim Scooby Doo special that they ran that had Gary Coleman and David Cross in it.
Dude, I saw that special.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things in the world. It is so weird and.
Oh
like,
my god, we got 14 people watching.
Oh shit, we're almost to our goal. Then we can die happy.
Then we need to get to the Ides of March. Anyways, I gotta pull up that image.
Is DMX out of jail yet, Tyler?
I think he is.
Well, let me check if DMX is in jail.
Well, if Wesley Snipes is out jail, surely DMX is out now.
Yeah, there's a website called isdmxinjail.com.
All right. Here's one of the images.
DMX is not in jail.
Okay, I have it up on front. Here's one of the images of Linkin Park, A Thousand Suns. I don't know if that's an actual, but it's them. And
you know what?
Here is
music for Transformers makes way more sense now.
And here is the Bill Divers tribute to them. A lot of people said R.I.P. Chester, which
yeah,
I know. Here's the thing. Okay, that hits me because I did listen to Linkin Park because I was a fucking edgy teenager at the time.
We were all angry white teenagers. We listened to Linkin Park.
But I still like their classic music between Hybrid Theory and Meteora.
I like them from an ironic distance.
I don't know, man. It's like I can't hate it enough.
Hybrid Theory is still a good album, though.
I can't hate it enough to be ironic.
Oh no! It's not even like a case of hate. Is that okay? The thing is, I can't ironically enjoy something.
Okay, that image is large, but
would feel neutral to otherwise.
They use a panning shot, but this is what they used in that episode of Gundam Build Divers. They basically made bear guy versions of the cast of Linkin Park. So yeah, that's what happened, and I thought that was pretty heartwarming.
Oh, no.
The point is,
I drank all of my rum.
Gundam.
There was like a quarter bottle left, and I drank all of it.
I still have plenty of booze on my end, so I'm not even super shit faced. The
know, it's a
point
real
is,
cool to
Gundam
swallow.
Build Divers, I can't remember if I rated it as a 6 or 7 on my anime list, but there are some dumb moments, and I'm not a big fan of the MMO setting because it still managed to turn into some weird, dumb fantasy bullshit instead of trying to be more faithful to other Gundam stuff. The only time when it ever feels faithful to a Gundam thing is whenever they're doing space colony battles,
That sounds about right.
but they have like things, they have fucking furry avatars and shit like that, and don't even get me
Yeah, that
started
sounds about right.
don't even get me started on Re-Rise, which I don't completely hate yet. There's a reason why I bought a Gunpla kit of that stuff anyways. Um, Not to mention Captain Zeon is pretty hilarious. Yes,
Yeah.
there is a guy named Captain Zeon, and
Xeon.
his fucking signature move is the Axis drop kick. Uh,
I love it. That's terrible, but I love it.
yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna delete this shit right here.
Go for it. Ugh,
I have too
man.
many things
I
on my
can't really
OBS.
contribute that much because, like I said, I never got into Gundam. And I'm one of those completionist people, even if something is split into multiple series, that I don't want to start in the middle or without starting at the beginning. And that's why Doctor Who was such a problem for me.
Man, I don't. I'm a guy. Here's my thing about people who want to get into franchises. I say start wherever gets you the most interest in, and
Uh,
if you want to, if
that's what I
you
tell other people, but I can't follow that rule myself.
here's the thing. I got into the Legend of Heroes Trail series, and I started with Trails of Cold Steel, but I was still interested enough in the franchise to rewind back to Trails in the Sky, which yes, there are some quality of life things that are missing,
Yeah.
but the game's story and characters were still fantastic enough to keep my interest, and I'm still
I did get into SMT via Persona 4, so
Darkscream. You see the special Linkin Park gold Soundwave figure? No, I haven't. I
that
want to.
sounds awesome.
Soundwave is like my
Man,
favorite
Soundwave is so
Decepticon.
cool.
Soundwave is the best.
Okay, there's a thing I've been bringing up a lot, and I can't find an isolated clip of it. But do you remember the Beachcomber episode of Transformers Gen 1?
The Beachcomber?
So, Beachcomber, his whole gimmick is that he was like big into nature and stuff. And there's
Oh,
like
that
so
episode.
yeah, but you
Yeah,
know, okay, so
we
for anybody who
won.
doesn't remember, I think a lot of people remember that GIF of the Transformers all gold and firing like a billion lasers in the air like a rave.
Meanwhile, he's just sitting down, seeing destroyed nature. And he's
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, we won, all right."
yeah. I I want to like I feel that like that's such a good image, like good reaction image to post on stuff. Is Beachcomber just sitting in all the destruction going, "We won," and like just to zoom out to things on fire.
By the way, they used the wrong music for that scene too. It was all
No,
triumphant and
I
shit.
think
I'm
that actually
like,
makes it stronger because it was happy music, but it's like, yeah, the other Transformers feel that way, but you know you're not supposed to feel that way.
okay, I Google image the gold Soundwave Linkin Park thing, and I have mixed feelings because I'm not okay. I would use gold on my mecha, but I wouldn't paint it. I'm not a big fan of Char's Hyakushiki mobile suit because it was all tacky gold, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I know you call yourself Quattro Bagina,
I
but
fucking hate that name.
but everyone knows you're Char. Just fucking stick with a red mobile suit, please.
Why can't Gundam name characters properly?
Dude, I fucking love these dumb names. Fuck you, okay?
Quattro Vegeta is insane.
Quattro Bagina, Bright Noah, Amuro Ray. Apparently, Amuro is a Japanese name.
Amuro kind of works.
Oh god, I'm trying to think of names outside of the Universal Century. I'm forgetting Jamil Neat. Okay, from Gun. Jamil Neat is a fucking cool as fuck character, dude.
Great name.
I want to cosplay as him. He's
Uh-huh.
awesome. He's basically what if Amuro became Quattro in an alternate timeline.
I bought $40 worth of fabric and then I looked at it. I'm like, ah, shit, I can't use any of this.
Um, Gold God Gundam. That's awesome. I want the Gold Master Gundam. I know there's a gold variant of him. All right. So, anyways, how was your past couple of weeks? Anything new? Any
Yeah,
gaming? Any
past couple
anime?
of weeks I've generally been pretty chill. I finished Demon Slayer finally. Again, keeping up on Air Species reviewers. I watched all of Castlevania. That was awesome.
I saw 2 episodes of Demon Slayer, and while I think the animation is beautiful, it's not enough to keep me interested.
So the thing is that my favorite part of Demon Slayer is the supporting cast.
Oh,
And you don't get that for quite a few episodes.
I thought everyone's favorite thing about Demon Slayer is Nezuko.
Nezuko is adorable, but she's not even in half the episodes. She's just sleeping most of the time.
Okay, fair enough. The animation's great, but it has that thing I have an issue with when it comes to most shonen anime. So I want to say it was in the first episode. The main character was fighting off this one other demon slayer, and he was fighting him, and he managed to outwit him by using an axe or some shit. And it does that thing where they flash back to something 5 seconds ago so they can go through an overtly detailed explanation on how he got outwitted.
I kind of
That was one of my beasts with Naruto, and I hated
I don't
that.
think they do that very often otherwise. Like I can't remember a case where they're doing that.
Like, my problem is that there's got to be a much more convenient abridged way to explain it.
Like, honestly, it should just be the one scene and them noticing that within the scene rather than flashing back to it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they really do that ever again, or at least I never noticed it, really.
I don't know. It's not a show that I don't see myself catching up with because Shonen Jump
Again,
anime,
I don't
I'm
like
just...
UFO Table that much because they mostly do Fate, and Fate fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I will talk shit about Fate. Astolfo deserves to be in a better series.
God damn it. We lost some viewers. I want to go up to
That'll
15. The Ides of March are upon us. To which...
Come on, 15th for the 15th.
To which Caesar ignored this warning. What the hell are the Ides of March? It's the 15th of March. Oh, that's today.
The Ides of March is when Caesar was killed.
Okay. All right. So besides that,
I've been playing many games, unfortunately. I need to hop back into Tokyo Mirage. I need to play more Doom. I need to continue Devil May Cry on the Switch.
all right, I feel the same way about gaming because my gaming has been substituted for drinking.
What the fuck have I been doing? I gotta check like my history and stuff. I think I've mostly just been watching like a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. I've been watching Pat's playthrough of like every Resident Evil game.
Fair enough.
Fell into Hollow Vid a little too much, or whatever the fuck that's called. HoloTube, the VTubers.
Oh, the VTubers.
Hollow
Okay.
Live. Fuck, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kiryu Coco is my favorite because she's such a weird. She has such a unique voice. Because she's from like Georgia or something, and then she moved back to Japan when she was 10, so she has a weird American Southern Japanese voice.
Wait, we talking about Coco?
Yep, talking about Coco.
Okay, because that's the only one I know that's like that.
Because she's great. She wants to buy a stethoscope and listen to someone's balls.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Yeah, no, I listened to way too many VTubers like all in a row the other day. I was checking for the stuff that I've done because I honestly like been really kind of in a weird rut lately. Oh, there's something I did that fucking I'm gonna talk about it. Last night, my great uncle is friends with someone who wants to write a horror movie, and he sent him a script. And my uncle doesn't know the first thing about movies, so he's like, okay, I'll send it to Jason. He knows like horror stuff. So I got to read over an entire script and give notes.
Ah, okay.
This movie ain't gonna get made, is all I'm saying.
Damn.
The thing is, I think he's actually like kind of a decent writer. He can't write dialogue, but that's pretty easy to fix. But the problem is the premise itself is about Native American cannibals, and I doubt you're ever gonna make that in today's society.
Yeah. Sucks to be you, dude. I'm sorry.
All you gotta do, man, is
either go the Bone Tomahawk route and make them much older than the Native Americans and make them like a weird Lovecraftian thing, or maybe not do the Native American thing. Because those people have suffered enough, and making them a villain is probably a bad idea. You might be able to do the Killmonger thing, but it takes much better writing than a horror movie to do that. Whatever, it's a fake
Fire
NBA.
Pro Wrestling, man, like I said, if the gameplay was more like the SmackDown versus Raw games, I'd probably get into it more. It's this weird timing mechanic or something. I don't.
Yeah, that's all anybody says. You play Fire Pro, they're like, how do you play Fire Pro? I'm like, it's timing based. What does that mean? It's timing based.
I don't know, man. I just can't get into it. It was like if Fire Pro at the very least played like WCW versus NWO War Tour, I'd be into it. But really, Fire Pro seems to be only interesting if you just make custom characters and do CPU versus CPU matches.
You mean like Al does?
Well, if he does that, if he does that, man, he needs to do it in a style of me, him, and you commentating on the fight.
Oh no, that was one of his ideas for a while, and I guess I didn't push him hard enough.
Oh man, he should have told me about that idea. I would have been like, I'd join you on that one. I would say this character's so tough, he can strap a bucket of fried chicken onto him while running down Ethiopia.
I know where that's going. Fucking wow, I forgot his name already.
Jim Cornette.
Cornette. I wanted to call him Kami.
Okay, here's the thing about that statement. Because I don't think it was supposed to be a racist statement, but it is a fucking outdated one. That's for sure.
Yes.
It's outdated in the sense of nobody gives a shit about Ethiopia. Nobody gives a shit about Ethiopia. Nobody.
Oh, Adoru Edu, or whatever the hell it's pronounced. I've heard really good things about that, and I need to watch it.
But Dorhidro, yeah, I heard about that. But and I do need to watch / read it. But oh god, I was actually going to give NWA Power a chance and watch that fucking show, but until I heard that controversy, I couldn't now.
NWA Power?
Yeah, that was where he was working at. He was at NWA, and they had like a new a new weekly show, and Magus was telling me how great it was and how good the storytelling is, and I'm like, that might actually be my cup of tea. Because I can't get into AEW Dynamite consistently. Maybe this was the show. And then I heard about this incident, and I heard how they fucking kowtowed to a fucking small, tiny, insignificant Twitter mob. And I said, okay, you know what? Fuck this. And while I agree that Jim Cornette should have never quit, because that's the thing, he didn't even get fired. He just quit on his own volition. He basically gave the cancel culture what they wanted. I still think that NWA should have never like fucking got upset in the first place.
Actually, can we talk about the weird biggest news this week? The Demolition D came back.
He did?
Yeah, he put out a new video after like 3 years of silence.
Yeah, I know he put out a couple of videos, but did he actually put up a video?
He put out a video. He has a video on Genuinely Unnerving Anime. But like, I remember I was following his second channel, which is mostly just shit posting. But yeah, he put out a legitimate video on his main channel now.
Nice.
And I love Demo. Thing is, I was trying to show my friend his videos, and I'm like, okay, yeah, his seasonal reviews are the most popular. I bring them up, I'm like, oh, they're all DMCA'd.
Damn.
Let me see if I can even bring this up. The one from 4 years ago. Oh, this one.
If he's
okay, yeah, that one works.
That's gonna fucking demotivate him. If he keeps.
That is what demotivated him. That's the reason he quit doing videos for so long.
Like I said, I wanna watch more NWA Power, but after hearing them, what?
Apparently, the issue was, the videos work, but for whatever reason, we're watching it on her TV app, and it wasn't working. It says it's banned in your country.
Huh.
But maybe a few of them are taken down. Yeah,
I don't know.
2014. There was like a year difference.
Okay,
Between
maybe I will give NWA Power a chance, because really, all I want is an hour of wrestling, not 2 hours, not 3 hours. Fuck you, WWE. Which,
So you want Lucha Underground?
yes, because Lucha Underground was actually pretty fun to watch.
Lucha Underground was great.
Lucha Underground was basically Mortal Kombat meets wrestling. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, just an hour, not 2 hours, just 1 hour. I think that's fair enough. I think it's easily digestible. You get a decent amount of wrestling matches, like about roughly 3 with some promos in between. I think that's a good amount. Yeah. I wish Jim Cornette was still working with them. I wish he didn't quit. Because I still like Jim Cornette. I still listen to his fucking podcast. Boy, does he hate Kenny Omega.
Boy, Al sure likes to show me that video of him talking about that, like, overly intricate, like, dance number in the ring that he comments on. He showed me that video, like, 5 times already.
Jesus.
I'm like,
sometimes
yes,
I think Jim and Al are related because they have a lot of similarities to each
they
other.
really do.
I mean,
although I will say I very much disagree with him about Orange Cassidy. I fucking love Orange Cassidy.
Okay, I can't understand why people would love Orange Cassidy, but okay. Apparently, on the latest AEW Dynamite show he was in, he actually tried. He actually stopped that fucking lazy boy gimmick and actually kicked some ass.
It's like he's building his power and then awakening for brief moments before he goes back to his lazy gimmick.
Okay, that I can understand. But
he's just charging up, and that's how I like to imagine it.
Scott Steiner's in NW.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh my god! Now I have to see it.
For them fat asses.
No, you got a fat ass. Everyone knows I hate fat asses now.
Oh my. You got no sympathy for me.
No sympathy. By the way,
okay.
I am thinking of.
Post I love. It's like Steinervania Symphony of the Night.
Okay, I finally got back into my friend's D&D session that we've been doing every Friday now. Now, for the D&D session we guys have been doing, it's called Knaves, and it's supposed to be like a weird spin-off of Slayers, so it's combining rules of the Slayers D20 and Pathfinder. And I am thinking of advancing an antagonist, not a main one, but one that we probably have to deal with eventually, that's based off of Scott Steiner.
I love it.
Because apparently, and it's the next arc that we're supposed to focus on, if we survive this one, because my friend became an idiot. Yeah.
That'll ruin most D&D campaigns.
Yeah, well, I don't think our DM is that cruel, because I'm pretty sure he wants to tell the next story, because the next character arc is going to focus on my character. I really
want to continue on my D&D.
And my story arc is supposed to be a hybrid of the Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho meets Def Jam Fight for New York. So, but yeah, I have to invent an antagonist that's based off of Scott Steiner now, because Scott Steiner is just, he's beautiful, man.
I want to get real for a second, but there's one thing. I was DMing for a campaign for a while, and I really liked where it was going, and I just had one player who was used to being DM and would argue with me every moment. And the second I shot him down and said, learn to compromise, he got furious and ended and decided to stop showing up. But the problem is my other players live in the same house as him. So if I continued the game, it kind of has to incorporate him because he lives there.
I want to answer Tyler's question. I don't watch a whole lot of WWE, but I did hear about this. Apparently, SmackDown had a no audience show.
Yeah, they did. I saw that when I was at the gym, and it was so surreal.
The last time they did something like that, and they did this on purpose, mind you, it wasn't because of a fucking plague. Was it the Super Bowl halftime show of Mick Foley versus The Rock?
Yeah, it was.
When Mick Foley pinned The Rock with a forklift?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god, now I want to see these fucking shows just to see Man, I might actually go to my friend's house just to watch Raw to see that, because that sounds so just bug nuts.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep happening because, and just like Jim Cornette said, Vince McMahon is a fucking psychopath who doesn't see weakness. So, of course,
Yep.
WrestleMania is going according to Keikaku.
Exactly. Oh, man, I was mentioning this that I feel so bad for Roman Reigns.
How so?
Because the dude is a good worker, he has talent, and he was pushed to the moon instantly, and everyone rejected
hated him.
it.
Until he got leukemia. Which, by the
Yes.
way, Al thinks that's part of a work.
I don't think so.
I don't either, because, see, back in the 70s, I can kind of understand that.
Yeah, maybe.
But people break
I love
kayfabe
Chris
more
Marsh back in the
often
day.
than they should nowadays. I know Jim Cornette is upset about something like that, but that's how it is. I mean, here's the thing. If I ever am in the wrestling business, obviously I'm not going to be a wrestler, even though I lost like 130 pounds. I can't fucking work in the ring. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind being. I wouldn't mind being a loudmouth Jim Cornette / Eric Bischoff type manager. But my gimmick would be, I want to feud with Kenny Omega, and I just want to be like an old school guy who just shits on geek culture nowadays. Just fucking using all the classic basement dwelling techniques and stuff. I would like if the PS5 launch on the day we're supposed to be airing, I would just take a PS5 and just sledgehammer that shit just to draw heat. And you know what? I would stick with that in Twitter and maybe a little bit in real life, because I know what gets, speaking as a guy who's actually a nerd in real life, I know what gets under these fuckers' skin.
Exactly.
I would stick with that, but man, you can't fake cancer, or you shouldn't fake cancer, because that would make you a scumbag.
Man,
So
fuck Star Trek. Rise of Skywalker's a shitty movie.
man, you got playing that dumb Nintendo shit. It's a PlayStation. Who gives a fuck, you
fucking
virgin?
Okay, so I did shoot someone down who was like mentioning like, I'm gonna vote this way because it upsets all the libtards, and I'm like, upsetting all the liberals isn't gonna get you laid, and they got really mad.
Oh, okay, I'm surprised Jojo Mon is watching the English dub of Bill Fighters, because speaking as a guy who might watch most anime, speaking as somebody who actually watches English dub anime mostly, I can't recommend the English dub.
Yeah.
It's bad. I think it's dubbed in the Philippines, and it's fucking painfully mediocre.
Philippine dubs are so weird. So are Singapore dubs.
Same here. Dude, the limited edition Cardcaptor Sakura Blu-rays I have that NISA localized. Back when they were localizing anime for a limited time.
Yeah.
Which cost me like $130, worth it. They came with the Singapore dub. And it's cool that it's faithful to the original Japanese series, unlike Card Captors. But I'm like, I'm weirded out by its localization sometimes. I really am.
Yeah, the localization was really messy in that
Like I said,
one.
Gundam Build Fighters, respects the franchise when you watch that show. It really does, Jojo Mon. It does. Roman's still getting boos. Not as many, but still very noticeable.
Yeah.
Yay, go boo at a fucking leukemia patient, you piece of shit.
Wait, Tyler, why are you just saying hey there, Jason? Like, what?
Yeah, he's been my co-host for these podcasts for since forever.
But I think it's funny that he's just saying hi to me.
All right. So anyways, we've been talking for over 90 minutes, and I haven't even covered what I did this week. I talked about last week, but I didn't talk about the anime I watched or the manga I read.
Go for it.
All right. Before
first
I
gotta piss.
Same here. So guys.
Okay. Race ya.
All right. Okay. To hold everyone over, I'm just gonna talk about oh god. I'm so drunk I can't even spell math correctly. All right. I'll be right back. In the meantime, you have to listen to the very beautiful equation that is the Steiner equation.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me,
I've
and he's not
returned.
even gonna try.
Okay,
So Small
what about
Joe,
Steiner?
you take your
Okay, so
33
Scott
and
Steiner
third chance
is like this
minus my
insane
25%
wrestler
chance,
who
and you
has
got
like
an 8
massive
and a third chance of
steroid
winning
arms
at
and just
Sacrifice.
screams the
But
most
then you take my
incoherent
75%
shit
chance of
imaginable.
winning.
I think
If
one of
we
my
go
favorites is like,
one-on-one,
you can't
and
defeat
they
me,
add
I'm a genetic
66 and
freak.
2/3
You got like a
chance,
12.9
I got
repeating chance of
141
beating me.
and 2/3
He's like the
chance of
Leroy
winning
Jenkins
at
sketch, but it's
Sacrifice.
all one
See,
person and it's
Joe,
nuts.
the numbers
There's a
don't
video
lie.
just called Scott
And they
Steiner
spell
Math
disaster
that I
for you
recommend
at
everyone
Sacrifice.
look up. Yeah, Ifrit just mentioned it. But yeah, Scott Steiner Math is the best because I think it's like 160%.
Okay.
It's so good.
That piss didn't even feel like a minute, and yet the Steiner equation was completed by then.
Exactly. Love the Steiner equation.
Yeah, I thought that would be some good filler for people.
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
even hear it.
Okay. So, we were talking about Gundam build fires, we were talking about wrestling and shit. Yeah, Steiner math is the best math. Funny thing is,
I didn't
it
realize
actually
you were
is.
playing that. I was talking over it. My bad.
Yeah, I was trying to put some filler because since we were both
Good
taking a
filler.
back break. Yeah, the numbers don't lie indeed. So, anyways,
These numbers don't lie.
so after our stream a couple weeks ago, I did in fact read Gal Cleaning.
Oh boy, I remember you told me this. Go for it.
Okay, so Gal Cleaning, which hasn't been localized, I have to watch it.
That'll never get localized.
And it never will for obvious reasons. My girlfriend is a T-Rex. That'll get localized,
That's
and
adorable.
I love my girlfriend's T-Rex because it's weirdly adorable. For manga that jumps on the fucking monster bandwagon, but they decide to spin it to where, okay, but it's dinosaurs. What if you want to fuck a T-Rex?
I do.
It's actually pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything lewd or fan servicey. It's just basically dinosaur people living their day-to-day lives. And I liked it. I liked it a lot
I
for
need to
what
watch
it
more
was.
Ezoken. I'm looking through my anime list. I'm like, oh shit, I never finished Ezoken.
I need to finish Ezoken and I want to review it, but I read Gal Clean because I heard it was surreal from what you said. And here's the thing. Gal Cleaning I would have rated as a 6 on my MAL account.
But
the last part where they decide to pad out one chapter for like 7 chapters.
more than 7, it ran out of decimal points and they had to start making more decimal points.
And that was bad enough as it is.
It was great.
Until it introduced a character late into the manga
Out of nowhere.
This is
that student council president.
This is worse than when they introduced Keitaru's not really her blood-related sister.
This is worse than that stupid Lolly and K-On!
No, I was gonna say this was nowhere near as bad as when Keitaru's little sister, but not really her sister, was introduced past the halfway mark in Love Hina, both the manga and the anime. Who I thought was an unnecessary. Well, she wasn't really a lolly. She wasn't Shinobu.
Emoto.
Yeah, but she was the Emoto. This was way worse than that because the manga was supposed to be close to an end. Because they introduce her, then they introduce a backstory of what happened to her, and they petted. Dude, the scam, the people who translated this actually put a fucking warning going, By the way, this is where the manga goes straight to shit.
It
Because
was great.
the manga was about this guy who had to help this one woman out who was a gyaru or gal. You know, your
The
fucking...
best kind of girl.
You know, the girl who's all like, oh my god, look how pretty I am. Selfie, selfie, selfie.
Look at my panties.
It's basically that, but the spin is it's about cleaning your room and cleaning. It's about like living hygiene and
Stop
stuff
being
like
such a horrible slob and clean your fucking room. is the
Yeah,
plot of this manga.
she was a slob and he was cleaning up and he actually
Give
gives
good
out
advice.
real life good advice. Now I can't speak for the rest of the advice, but that being said, you remember that time when that old woman spilled cooking oil and he used flour to clean it up?
Yeah,
I can vouch for that. That's a legit thing you can do.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, judging
I
from
remember
that,
that Al said he once put out a grease fire with water, and I wanted to yell at him like, "How don't you know this? You're a chef. You're not supposed to do that."
but here's the thing: when they introduce the president, they introduce a flashback of her getting raped, and this lasted for several chapters. I was literally trying to fast forward through that. I was like, okay,
It's pretty
okay.
easy to fast forward because the art gets really shitty when that happens.
And then after that and then main character comes to save the day, and then
The posts about that are great.
and then
Like they just turned it into like a weird Dark Knight shit post.
and then the president's like, do you like this one woman you've been living with, cleaning her house or whatever? And then the manga ends with a very meh ending for the most part, if you ignore everything else beforehand.
But remember, chapter 10 or whatever was supposed to be the ending. Or like maybe chapter 8.
But then it's like, no, it was like 8, 8.1, 8.2,
Yeah,
8.3, 8.4,
Before that was
8.5.
supposed to be the ending, and you could tell it was supposed to be the
8.6, 8.7, 8.8, 8.9, 8.91, 8.92, 8.93. Guys, I'm not exaggerating. That's how they fucking
so
numbered
good.
it. That's
It's
how
the
they
worst.
fucking
I love it.
numbered it. That's how they fucking numbered it. Hey, you know what the funny thing is?
What?
If someone were to like recut these mangas, they can actually cut out that bullshit and it would have
It'd
just
probably be coherent.
yes. Like they could cut that out. They can
But you missed the pantyless saga.
No. You don't have to cut that. You don't have to cut that out entirely. You can
That's true.
you can just make it
Cut out the rape story.
Yeah, I was about to say you could just keep that in, but instead of padding it out like the way they did it, just make it as one coherent chapter. Because here's another thing, I don't know if you noticed, they were reusing a lot of panels to do like weird recaps or some shit like that.
I remember that. It was nuts.
You can cut that shit out, and then you can introduce a class president, skip the flashback, then have this one scene, and then have the final chapter. And
Class president is so useless.
yeah, it was so dumb. So yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm sorry, Jojo Man, but I'm not going to. It was basically a manga about gals and cleaning your house
And rape.
Yeah, and then for some reason, even though it was mostly wholesome, minus the weird fan service, they introduced another character who had a rape backstory, which was fucking stupid. I want somebody to just make a fucking rip-off sister series of Matt McMuscles'
Gal cleaning
Wahapa.
Shippuden.
No, I want someone to make a Matt McMuscles Wahapon version.
I would love
for
a
anime.
Wahapon about manga.
For manga like this, I want a Wahapon on Master of Martial Arts, because holy shit. You know, stuff like that. Because there are just some train wrecks I am fascinated about, but they never
Train
give
wrecks
me...
are the most fascinating things to me.
But they never give me a direct answer as to why these train wrecks ever happen. They never do. Most of the time. Fucking Tomino doesn't want to talk about Garzy's wing, which pisses me off.
Coward.
Coward, you need to talk about your old shame. Why was Garzy's wing so bad? Tell me. I want to know what happened. Yeah, fuck you. Anyways, so on the positive note, I did watch Zombieland Saga and finished
Hells
it,
yeah.
and I plan to actually have a separate review of it because I'm gonna review that and Backstreet Girls as part of.
What'd you think overall?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think the comedy is really good. So apparently the drive-in Tory is a real place.
Yes.
And it was lined up out the door because of this anime, as well as they did some product placement for Yuri on Ice. So drive-in Tory is doing good business.
Good. Some delicious fried chicken.
Appeal to Fujoshi trash and Weeb trash, and you got a clientele.
Pretty much. But Zombieland, here's the thing. Next to high school anime, I think anime about idols is a very oversaturated, annoying, eye-rolling thing for me.
Exactly.
But Zombieland Saga was really fucking fun because it is a weird, absurd comedy about the living dead. It actually had characters with some interesting backstories. Not all of them were developed. I'm hoping some of them get developed in a season 2, especially Yugiri and the manager Kotaro.
Yeah, he's meant to be mysterious. I cosplay him. It's really fun.
As for
I get to yell a lot.
As for Yamada, I know people want a backstory for Yamada, but no,
don't you dare.
No, I'm like, the way Yamada is like, I want her to be like the Tommy Wiseau. I don't want to know where Tommy Wiseau got his money from. I don't want to know if he really is French or not. He says he's from New Orleans. You know what? I live close to New Orleans. I'm cool accepting you as a fucking figure from that city.
He was born here. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, man.
New Orleans, the birthplace of Tommy Wiseau.
You know what? Let's build a statue of you holding a football in Jackson Park because the SJWs fucking took down that fucking statue of Jackson off of Jackson Square. So let's replace it with
Jackson
you.
Kind of sucks.
Jackson, more like Jacks off. Anyways.
So, there's a thing I told one of my friends, who I love talking about this because my mind completely changed about Jackson on the $20 bill.
Really?
So, do you know why he was put on the $20 bill?
Why?
So, Jackson spent like his entire presidency trying to shut down the Federal Reserve and like the Treasury because he hated the idea of the US having a universal currency. So, after he died, the mint decided to put him on the $20 bill, the most common currency that was distributed. So, it was a very petty move, and I love that.
That's nice. So, here's the thing about Zombieland Saga. The most popular thing people talk about is episode 2 because that's when the rap battle happens.
Yo, that rap battle's so good, though.
The rap battle is fucking great. I will say that much.
It's got Saki in it, therefore it's good.
Okay, here's the other thing. I didn't watch this dubbed because the dub is...
I didn't even know there was a dub.
Funimation. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. How'd they handle Lily?
I didn't see it dubbed.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because I don't have a Funimation account, and I think
There we go.
I don't think I ever will.
That's fair.
Because of some bullshit that's been going on with that company as of late. I don't want to I don't want to get into, but I watched it. But it is on Crunchyroll / Verve, so I watched it sub.
Yep.
But the rap battle was great. But the thing is, I love the first.
I guarantee they did not dub the rap battle because they're cowards and they never.
They did. Apparently, they did in the Blu-ray release.
Boo!
They didn't do it in their streaming service, but when
That's weird.
No, they did this. They did this actually already with Pop Team Epic. Remember the songs in Pop Team Epic?
Yeah.
For both the Blu-ray and Toonami release, though the songs were actually dubbed into English.
God, I love Pop Team Epic.
I love Pop Team Epic too, and I did watch Pop Team Epic.
From Pop Team Epic.
I did watch Pop Team Epic dub because the dub was actually pretty damn funny.
The dub is very funny, and they do change the voice actors every episode. So
Man, I wish Funimation went the extra mile and got more popular voice actors from around the country. Like I just want to hear Jameson Price voice one of the characters or something. You know, the guy who voices Sojiro Sakura in Persona 5, who also voices Lu Bu and Iron Tiger and a bunch of other manly characters.
Yeah.
I just, but yeah, that inspires me. If I ever buy a new car and somebody sees me check out a car that's color red, I'd be like, yes, the red would camouflage the blood.
So you know how to make Zombieland Saga extra dark?
What?
Tai has already awakened. This is just how she was when she was a human.
I can probably believe that she is a retarded man child. Got it.
That would be that would be the saddest backstory ever.
But yeah, okay. I do like the fact that Yamada is still a zombie throughout the whole series, because I was like, okay. Because that was the thing that wasn't selling me, is like, okay, everyone's a zombie, but they act normal. But I want a zombie that still is a zombie.
Yep, that's Tai.
And yeah, she was a great character. And I love the fact that her Japanese counterpart is none other than fucking Kotono Mitsuishi.
Yeah, they get this huge voice actress. Like, no, make grunts and make noises. It's like when they casted Madoka's voice actor to be Eevee in the Pokemon games.
It's like, okay. For those who don't know who Kotono Mitsuishi is, she is the voice of Sailor Moon, Katsuragi from Evangelion, and Excel from Excel Saga.
The legendary Yamada Tai is truly legendary.
Yeah. Anyways.
I love when they do that so much. Like, I love just imagining Madoka just going poo 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 when I'm playing. If I like watch the Pokemon anime or listen to Eevee, it's great.
But the first episode is great because it starts with the main character getting fucking T-boned by Truck
That
Coon.
scene is so good.
But apparently,
because it's like generic anime. Oh shit.
Here's the thing. You know what Truck Coon is based off of, right?
Yeah.
Minky Momo.
Yeah, isekai stuff.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not. First off, Truck Coon existed a little bit before. Have you seen Excel Saga?
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, it was when Excel left high school and got hit by a truck.
That in itself was a parody / homage to Minky Momo.
I actually didn't know that.
It's a magical girl anime that started in the 80s, and they decided to end the series with her getting fucking T-boned by a truck. Now, somebody on YouTube made a documentary series about it. About why that happened. Apparently, there's been some bullshit disputes or whatever. I have yet to see the video. I need to fucking watch it.
Oh my god, I'm looking at like the things of this. The 46 episode original series become infamous because Miki died from being hit by a truck.
Yeah, that's what happened.
This looks like such an innocent show. What the fuck? I see her funeral images.
Exactly. What happened?
What happened to Minky Momo?
Exactly. What happened? And I need to watch that guy's YouTube video to find out exactly what happened. Apparently, there's been some.
So interested in this.
I know. This is why I'm a fucking history buff, because sometimes I like to know what the hell happened to shit. I don't know a damn thing about Minky Momo outside of the Truck Coon incident, but I want to know more.
Watch all 46 episodes of Minky Momo.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that show. It might, as a show, it's probably pretty good.
Damn, that truck is rolling.
But yeah, so anyways, main character gets fucking T-boned by a truck, supposedly dies or something, and then she wakes up in a fucking haunted mansion, and zombies start fucking hobbling towards her. She freaks out. She even has to take like a fireplace poker and stab one of them in the head, runs away, runs to a cop. The cop freaks out because it turns out even though she didn't notice, the main character, Sakura Mina, was her last name Minamoto?
Yeah, it is Minamoto.
Turns out she was a zombie because the rain washed off the makeup that was on her body. And it turns out the person who brought her back, and I want to say the guy who voices him is the same voice actor as fucking Kira.
Yep, I believe so.
Yeah. He brings it. He explains to her that he is trying to create a bunch of zombie idols to save a prefecture in Japan known as the Saga Prefecture.
It's the shittiest prefecture ever.
Well, not anymore, I bet.
Oh yeah, it's way better. Yeah, everybody's living there now for the zombie waifus.
But I just love how in the first episode she was the only person who was like sitting on a chair acting normal, while all the other characters are all and just wandering around, clamoring on fucking bars and shit like this. And they do this even during their fucking concert for performance.
He signs them up for a concert. Well, they're all well, most of them are zombified.
One of them
it's like,
was
don't fucking sing metal.
One of them was chewing a microphone, and the guy's like, "Hey, don't eat that microphone." And I'm thinking, man, if this anime was darker and creepier, he would have already been fucking going out like Captain Rose in Day of the Dead.
I think my favorite characters in that series are those two metalheads that are way too into them and go to all of their shows.
They were their first fans.
It's the best. I love
They were
them.
awesome. Yeah, I like them because they were like, what the hell is up with this shit? Oh, man, they're so...
These girls are metal as fuck.
Look at the way they're banging their heads, the way they're bending their
necks
backs.
are broken. Oh, shit, their necks are broken.
Dude, I'm telling you, the first episode should hook you in enough.
It's so good.
I know. And I am cautiously optimistic for season 2 because season 2 of most anime are pretty trash.
Yeah.
But I just want to see a season 2 so Yuguri gets her backstory because I want to know why she. I
really need the backstory because she's got to be like 300 or 200 years old.
I want to know why she got decapitated, which is probably how she
That's very
died, judging
true.
from her fucking scars.
Yeah.
All right. Zombieland Saga. That's what it's called. It has nothing to do with Zombieland, the fucking Jesse Eisenberg movie, which
So,
I love.
Zombieland Saga completely ruined my interest in Zombieland Double Tap because I was kind of excited for that movie. Then Zombieland Saga came out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like going to see this movie anymore. I'm fine.
Dude, okay, I did see Zombieland Saga Double Tap.
Was it any good?
I liked it. I actually thought it was pretty fun. And there is more Bill Murray. And the way they handled...
That was the post.
Wait,
why the fuck's there more Bill Murray? How'd that happen?
Okay, so... halfway into the film, they go into this one tourist attraction stop or something, and they meet this one character that's played by Rosario Dawson, who's a great actress.
Yeah, she is. I like Rosario.
And she brings up a rumor that apparently somebody killed Bill Murray or something. But then fast forward to the end of the movie, after everything's all said and done, Jesse Eisenberg's like, "Oh, by the way, yeah, that was totally me that killed Bill Murray. So as an apology to everyone, here's a scene of Bill Murray." And so they had a mid-credit scene where it flashes back to day 0 of the Zombieland incident, where Bill Murray was at one of the worst things he wants to be in, a press junket for Garfield 3.
That is awesome.
So he's like doing interviews and stuff. He's like, just want to... So why did you want to make this movie? Is this off the books? Yes, sir. Well, drugs don't come cheap. And so he's with Al Rooker, and they were doing like a selfie together.
What a good team.
And they were doing a selfie together, but Al Rooker vomits, and then he fucking turns into a zombie and starts attacking other people. And then Bill Murray fucking attacks him, like hits him with a bludgeon item, and then knows that everyone else at the mall is like panicking and being eaten by zombies. And then Bill Murray just gets all hyped up and starts beating up other zombies with random stuff he can find. All to the song "I'm All Right" by Kenny Loggins, which was the song they use at the end of Caddyshack. And he's like, yeah, bring it. I'm all right. And at the end of that scene, he's like, I hate Mondays.
Okay, you've sold me on this entire movie.
I enjoy. I mean, it's a weird sequel because it came out 10 years later. The zombie genre is dying, no pun intended. Like Walking Dead is ending everywhere. Like the comic end, the Telltale series end, the AMC series is about to end if it hasn't ended already. Nothing else is happening with that genre.
It's kind of surprising because have you ever heard the political link to zombies and vampires?
No.
Okay, so basically, if you look at movies, zombie movies tend to do better when there's a Republican president, and vampire movies tend to do better when there's a Democrat president.
Well, the thing is, we had a Republican president for 4 years, and the zombie
zombies haven't really done anything, which is kind of fascinating. I think it's because it became kind of a new thing because it's a sort of different kind of Republican fear.
But I can see what you're getting at because when Obama got elected, those Twilight films, vampires and Twilight and all that shit.
Logic behind it is that the greatest fear is under a Republican president is like wanton, like soulless capitalism, where you just have like people shambling around without any identity. And the fear under a Republican president is degeneracy, which vampires do thoroughly represent.
Vampire furries are the worst.
Oh my god, I want vampire furries to be a thing now.
Speaking of furries, what is that fursuit that Al shared on his Facebook page?
The deer?
Yes.
She's just cute.
It is pretty wholesome, I will admit, but somebody will make it unwholesome.
Me. But speaking of fursuits, did your perception of reality also get shattered by seeing Sarah Palin in a fursuit singing "Baby Got Back"?
Why was Sarah Palin in a fursuit in the first place, and why the hell was she singing a Sir Mix-a-Lot song that I love so much?
So that was the weirdest thing. I was at the gym, and they were playing this show called The Masked Singer, where they bring in celebrities and they sing a song like under like a heavy suit. And Sarah Palin was in like a neon like bear fursuit, and she's singing "Baby Got Back," and they're trying to figure out who it is. Takes off the helmet, Sarah fucking Palin, and like I was looking at the screen after she takes off the helmet. I'm like, oh whatever, the show's on. I see Sarah Palin, and I'm just broken. Like, what is happening? Then I read the subtitles. Oh, she's singing "Baby Got Back." Okay, this is reality now. This is the existential crisis we live in.
I am familiar with that show, but I didn't know they. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know either. She did a pretty good job, though. Sarah Palin's one of those people that I think would be fun to hang out with, but I don't want her to make important decisions.
Same here.
I feel the same way about Bush, to be honest. I would love to hang out with Bush.
Bush seems like a very charismatic fellow,
guy.
but I don't see him as leadership material. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
At least you will feel smarter when you're around him.
I feel like he'd be one of those people that is always gonna like bust out the booze or like cook some really good burgers.
Or recommend good restaurants.
Oh, I guarantee Bush has like great restaurant recommendations.
It's like, shit,
and
man.
And then, maybe controversial opinion, I would never want to hang out with Trump ever. He seems like the worst person to get along with.
Same here, dude. I'm sorry. Every time I see images of Trump, he always has a fucking retard asshole face on him, but...
He doesn't even like animals.
But, yeah, you know... Oh, yeah. Did I mention one of my favorite pizza toppings is shrimp?
That sounds good.
It is fucking good. I had that.
Oh, you're in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Is it... How do you feel? Like, how do you is this like more of a tourist thing, but do you like oyster shots?
I have yet to have one.
Okay, because when I was in New Orleans, I had like 4 oyster shots because the people at my table were cowards and kept giving me the oyster shots. So that's like raw oyster with a little bit of like sauce in it and vodka. Pretty damn good, actually.
I'm trying to rewind back to what we were talking about the fursuits.
Zombieland Saga, Sarah Palin, Al's deer fursuit, degeneracy with vampires.
Yeah, Al is a fucking vampire degenerate.
Al's a vampire furry. I'm gonna message him that now. Sorry, Al, you're a vampire furry.
But yeah, I did have shrimp on my pizza, which is a damn shame because my local town doesn't have it. But this one pizza restaurant I went to with my friends, they did have it. It cost a little bit extra, but it was fucking worth it.
Ugh. You know what? Like, because of all that talk about Castlevania, I've actually never finished Symphony of the Night.
Neither did I.
I played it when I was at my buddy's house when we were kids, and we always just played through the Richter section because we would always get killed. Like, yo, we're invincible because like that girl comes out and prays for us. I think it was Mina, and then we would always play that part. Then the second we play as Alucard, we're like, oh, this sucks. Like, especially after Death takes all our powers.
Yeah, Death is a bitch.
Death is such an asshole.
All right.
I don't like that in games where like your powers just get taken away at the start and you have to earn them all back.
Anyways. Oh, by the way, Zombieland Saga. I know
Yeah.
I'm probably going to piss off some people who might lean right, but it's one of the few animes that actually does a decent job with trans representation.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I really like this
Now,
character.
I don't know how the English
And I
dub...
love that it made people angry. I love seeing people get mad.
I don't know how the English dub handles it because they handle things
Probably
different.
poorly.
Probably poorly, but if you watch it subtitled, or if you are familiar with the Japanese language even then, the way they handle it was actually pretty
very
spot
well
on.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good trans representation character. I bring it up all the time, actually.
Not my favorite character, though. It's still between...
Again, same with not my favorite character either, but I'm happy they exist.
Even if she wasn't, she's a lolly, so ew.
Yeah.
So I'll just stick with Saki or...
Saki or Tai.
Oh, I want to know... Oh, okay. Multifire is talking to me. I want to know what anime was the first to have a lolly archetype. And I'm going to... Here's a controversial opinion. We're going circles. Probably Gundam.
Real. I feel
Specifically
like it would be before that.
Gundam Double Zeta. Now, because I am a guy who likes to research things that I
wanna
have a
say
passion.
Sally the Witch.
No. Here's the thing. Because I have a thing to research things I have a passion about, I haven't seen Gundam Double Zeta yet. I watched the original series, the film versions. I watched Zeta Gundam, and I watched Char's counterattack because I was following Char's the Char continuity, as I like to call it. So I skipped Double Zeta for that. Then I heard mixed and negative things about Double Zeta, but I will get back to watching that one day. But people keep saying that Gundam Double Zeta invented the lolly type with a character by the name of El Piel, or El Piel Peru, or however you want to say it. But yeah, she was a fucking new type lolly who had a thing for the main character and kept calling him Big Brother and doing all the typical lolly shit. And this was like back in the mid 80s.
Okay, yeah, that I guess that would be, but I'm trying to think of characters. I swear that would probably predate that, but maybe not.
Maybe, but
Maybe
I'm
not an archetype. Maybe like again, like child characters existed, but they never really did that.
Well, maybe at the time nobody thought about doing Rule 34 of those characters back then. They probably do now.
Yeah, because they're coward. Remember, the only person doing Rule 34 back then was Tezuka.
Ikimomo actually originated the lolly subculture. What? See, here's the thing. I
think it was unintentional. It wasn't meant to titillate. It was just, here's a cute girl character. Stop wanting to fuck her, guys. What are you doing?
Okay, I want to find out what the origins are so I can pinpoint it for research's sake. Nothing else. Strictly research because I'm a because I've mentioned in the last stream podcast that I'm a history buff. Not because of creepy, weird reasons. Just because I want to know what caused this. What caused what we're having today? You know, why can't people like fucking office ladies in their mid-20s who are just frustrated at their job, so they decide to
Because
become...
Japan gets mad at women who are over 25.
But these women are VTubers!
They're so fucking hot.
Even when they're not office ladies. Well, I mean, even when they're not in their avatars and they're just fucking stressed out office ladies.
Yo, have you seen what Coco looks like in real life?
No, I haven't. I know. I keep hearing things.
Shit, she's cute.
Send me an image, please.
I'm going to. One sec.
Okay. What is the origin of only in anime? And then the FBI is knocking down my door. I just want to know where it all started. What is Ground Zero? What is Case Zero? Who started this so I can point the finger and blame that fucker? I don't want to say it was Mickey Momo because I keep hearing people saying that fucking Double Zeta was doing it with Pulu, El People. Yeah, her name is literally a reference to a fucking thing called Lemon People or El People. Her name is El Piel Pull. If you just fix the spacing a little bit, you can literally translate it as El People.
Okay, I just sent you a picture of the person who plays Coco.
All right. Let's see who Coco looks like.
That's like her in one of her cosplays. I'll see if I can find something of her streaming like without the Coco thing on.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Yeah, she's adorable. And again, she was like from the southern U.S. and moved to Japan when she was 10. That's why her voice is the way it is.
Kind of reminds me of another southerner who left the country to be somewhere else that's way worse. I'm talking about Reginald Hunter, who is a great stand-up comedian, but there's not enough shit out there on the world for me to see.
I haven't seen enough live stand-up comedians. I saw oh fuck, what's his name? A Hispanic guy, Al Madrene or something. Or one sec.
I wouldn't know.
One sec.
I breathe heavily into the mic with boredom. By the way, another thing.
Okay, Tizande.
Another thing I've been doing this week was looking up
Mendriel. That's who I saw live. Funny guy.
I just watched fucking videos on Netflix and shit.
He's on Netflix. Al Mendriel. He's very funny.
But anyways, oh yeah, another thing I've been looking up, just out of curiosity's sake, I've watched like 3 different documentary series about the game Y2K, a postmodern adventure.
Oh yeah, that game is fascinatingly bad.
Finally somebody who gets it. So
the inspiration is fucking terrifying.
The inspiration was that
Murder.
Yeah, a person who might have been murdered in an elevator, Elisa Lam.
Yep.
The other inspiration is Earthbound, which
sucks.
Fucking stupidly added because apparently one part of the game, one of the party members is grieving over a suicide of a little sister or something. And then shortly after that, oh my god, we have to fight a golden alpaca.
Isn't that the final boss?
No, it's one of the sub-bosses. It's one of the bosses. It's not the final boss.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the finale of the game. Apparently, they changed the ending to where they decided to fourth wall break, and then it just became stupid, nonsensical bullshit. Like I said, I watched multiple documentary series about this game, about how everyone was picking apart its gameplay, its story, and all this shit. And apparently the guy who created the game decided to be an asshole on the Dick Show and shit on everyone.
Oh no.
You need to look this up. I'll give this much credit though. When he was shitting on everyone else, at least he didn't call everyone, unless for some reason people are omitting this. At least he didn't have the indecency to call everyone an alt-right Trump supporting right-winged nut job. He just
Doesn't it kind of predate that slightly though?
No, because the game came out in 2019.
It has to be. No. That has to be earlier than that.
No!
That
The
was
game
in
was
2019.
announced. The game was announced 2015. It was supposed to be playing for the end of 2015, but they kept delaying it, and it came out at like January 19th, 2019.
January. Okay, that's what threw me off then.
Yes.
All I remember from it was that it was that like every review is I hate the main character so much, they're so insufferable and terrible. Then it turned out to be an author self-insert.
Oh god, I hated the design of the main character when I first looked at him.
Oh,
Guys,
bad.
type up Y2K a postmodern venture
Yick.
Alex.
YIIK.
Yeah,
Yick.
yeah, that's another thing. They spelled it all stupidly. Just type in Yick, a postmodern venture Alex, and look up how he looks. He is a fucking stereotypical neckbeard looking journo. Like you're dude with a very punchable face. By the way, this game was supposed to take place in 1999.
It doesn't look anything like the 90s.
Doesn't even feel like it for the most part.
It's very 2010s.
Speaking of somebody who is a 90s kid, born
It's
and
too much meme
raised.
speak.
Exactly. By the way, the guy who voices Alex is the same voice actor as the original male bailiff who got into some bullshit at the beginning of a year ago, if you remember that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And he had his voice actor replaced, which didn't
Because
bother.
who plays as male bailiff?
Yeah, I know. It didn't bother me because I play as femme bailiff like a real man.
So much better. For my final playthrough, I might do male bailiff, but I don't know.
But yeah, his voice actor got replaced because apparently there was some bullshit with him. He or he broke NDA, one of the two. But yeah, he voices. Oh god, that game just looks so bad. I'm so glad I didn't pick it up.
Scrody McBoogerball's the video game? That's a really weird reference.
Do you know what Scrody McBoogerballs is?
Yeah, that was that thing in South Park where they like tried to sell it to make the most offensive novel ever.
No, I wouldn't agree with Matt Wheaton's statement if that's the case. Because
That's
they
know
weren't
Scrody
trying to be
McBoogerball.
edgy or offensive. They were trying to be like an Earthbound homage.
Yeah.
But it sucked, and apparently, according to one of the documentaries, Toby Fox did compose one of the songs for the game, and Toby Fox did promote the game, but when the reviews and articles about the game coming out, where it was exposing that girl's suicide, he deleted the tweets.
Good.
Well,
yeah, the biggest problem with the game, from everything everything I could tell, is that every single encounter is super long. The animations and the fights are way too long, and the game just is a huge slog to play.
Oh, there's more to it. That's not the only problem.
But no, I think that's the biggest crime, honestly, that an RPG could have.
I don't know. I think the biggest crime is having the main character visit the main character of the other game that the developers previously worked on, just to shit on the critics of that game. Yeah. So Alex.
I like
so the
sometimes where you include previous games.
Oh,
like
I don't mind that.
Legacy did that.
That
was cool.
I don't mind that shit as long as it's like tastefully done. But they just did it just so they could shit on people who didn't like the previous game.
Yeah, but nobody liked this game either. So
which apparently undermined the themes of this game. I don't know, man.
The game doesn't have any themes.
It's supposed to be themes of like accepting responsibility, some shit, but whatever.
They sure don't accept responsibility.
No, they don't.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like a shitty game. It's a good thing I just watched documentaries of it. I was mildly curious about it, back when it was like in its
Speaking of
early
shitty
stages.
game, I watched a bunch of videos on.
Wait, what
Oh.
videos?
I watched a bunch of videos on Shenmue 3.
The only things I've still seen was like part of Jim Sterling's video on it, Silent Rob's stream, and part of Donkey's stream, and I think I've seen enough.
Donkey's video is amazing. You have to watch to the end where he plays to the end of the game, and it has the balls to end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And it like you fight the final boss, you don't land a single hit, and it says the story continues.
Guess what, Yu Suzuki? No, it doesn't.
I hope that Shenmue dies.
Same here.
I really don't want the story to complete because I think
Those
again,
games
I've
suck.
never liked Shenmue. I
Dude.
think it's a bad game.
I know people probably fondly remember Shenmue, but have you played those first two games recently? Like, and by recently, I mean like within a year.
Okay, thing is, I will say that for the time, it was like nothing else. There is no excuse to make Shenmue 3 like the others and even worse in some aspects.
Exactly.
Donkey mentioned the combat is even worse in 3 than it was in 2.
Which is a damn shame because the combat was the best part about the first two games.
It was. That was the gimmick. It was Virtua Fighter.
Exactly. And I'm a fucking Virtua Fighter fan.
I
love
Dead or
Virtua
Alive? Because Virtua Fighter's fucking dead.
That hurts.
It does.
That really hurts. Because
At least Akira's in Smash, kind as an assist trophy.
Because here's the thing. I like Dead or Alive, but I hate their fucking DLC practices right now.
It is. It is such a. It's so bad.
It is some
Pay
horseshit.
$1 to dye the hair. You can only dye it once, and you can't dye it back. Pay $1.
Why do these fucking anime titty loving people keep throwing money at their faces? This is stupid. I kind of wish, dude. I kind of wish.
Every time somebody argues against anime titties, and you say "but anime titties," though, it kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Part of me wished Dead or Alive 6 did go the SJW route, just so people would stop supporting these dumb practices.
Yeah. Damn it, Dead or Alive, why can't you alienate your entire fan base so you stop making bad decisions and treating them like shit?
And yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing Lance brings up. We have Shenmue already, but better. It's called Yakuza. Yakuza's beautiful.
Exactly.
Yakuza, you could do silly dumb things. You could have a drink. You can play Virtua Fighter, Virtua On, Space Harrier.
I think that Ryo is not interesting enough of a character that you should even care where his story goes.
I see.
Do you know where any sailors are? I would like to play Lucky Hit. Okay, that's another thing. I understand that you're trying to do the voice acting thing. Fucking age it up. Make it, like, not embarrassing. The voice acting in Shenmue 3 is the same as it was in 1.
That's the thing that bugs me. I spotted talented voice actors in that series.
Doing the voices.
Richard Epcar and Erica Harlacher are doing voices for that game, and they are giving a shit performance because it has to be like in 1999.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
1999 was a bad year.
It was, well, okay, we're not going to have an argument of that because we'll be sidetracked. But anyways, the point is, when people say, I'm sick and tired of seeing Shenmue apologists saying, oh, well, this is a game we need to take seriously, whatever, but they make the voice acting bag on purpose. It contradicts your fucking argument about taking the story seriously. And I'm like, oh, God damn it, guys. No. And no, the story's not going to continue. I want Shenmue to die. I want Yu Suzuki to just direct Virtua Fighter 6. He can't fuck that up.
Doesn't deserve a continuation.
No.
Remember what what Gertzman said? It's a forklift simulator for assholes.
Sony might be acquiring iOS from Konami. Yeah, I've been hearing that. Somebody posted that rumor in the chat
Better
earlier.
sell their shit. Konami's not doing anything with it.
Man, fuck Konami.
I don't. I would.
But
love.
at the same time, fuck Sony
somebody who
too.
cares?
Fuck Sony too, because apparently they hate titties.
Titties are so great. Oh, Chibi Skitty. So, the job, yeah, Ryu Suzuki or whatever the fuck his name is in
Yeah,
Shenmue.
Rio.
What?
Just Rio.
Yeah, Ryo's job in Shenmue is a forklift operator, and one of the mini games you get is to drive a forklift, and that's your key way to make money in Shenmue 1.
It's
So everyone
not.
always says that's a forklift simulator for assholes.
It's not as fun. It's not as zany. Here's the thing: if Yakuza were to do something like that,
It would be like the wrestling match between The Rock and Mankind, and you'd pin someone with a forklift.
yeah, it would be. It would be silly, zany fun. Like the way Yakuza handles things is very for the side content, not for the main story. The main story is actually very serious, but really, really good. But the side missions that
They're so wacky.
that Kiryu would get into are very wacky and over top. Like there's an entire side story mission where Kazuma Kiryu in Yakuza 0 would participate in a stock car racing event with a bunch of little children.
It's great.
And it's great because, well, it's one of the hardest side missions ever because it's not about how well you perform in that game, it's how well you build your fucking toy because depending on the track you have to implement like traction inside, and you gotta make sure
Yakuza has so many weird systems.
you gotta make sure that the race car doesn't fly off the track and you're disqualified. But they do zany shit with it, like the way Kiryu reacts when his car flies off the tracks. He would actually freak out like somebody just died on the road or something. It's zany, silly shit. Here's the thing: if you want to make a game about forklift operators, be my guest.
Yeah, do like
Do
drag.
it.
No,
But
you know what? That game
but
already
make
exists.
it make
Battle
it
construction
fun.
vehicle.
Make it silly, make it fun, make it over the top. Make it be like, wow, you made a game about this. Oh, this actually looks exciting. I might actually buy it. Don't make it. Don't play it straight.
Ridiculous fishing. Ridiculous fishing's
Oh
like a
my
game where you have to,
God.
like, fish for your father and launch him into space.
Yakuza 6 has a spear fishing mini game, and it's basically it's basically a rail shooter. It's a rail shooter, but you're using a spear shooting fish in the sea. And there are
Remember,
boss battles at the end of
a lot of
stages.
fish,
You have to
and
fight.
you catch item upgrades.
Like the final stage has you fighting a great white shark. And it's so fucking hilariously awesome.
Have you ever seen that fighting game where you have to fight a shark? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember you fight a shark in the arcade mode.
A lot of people criticize this one mini game in Yakuza 6 called Clan Creator, which is basically an RTS game. And
That sounds fun.
it's pretty unbalanced in your favor. You're gonna blow through that easily. But I still think it's great because the way the presentation works is that
They put it in.
okay, the storyline is Kazuma Kiryu helps out this one small gang against this one rival gang that consists nothing but wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like fucking Okada and Naito are there. If Al heard these names, he would fucking gush like crazy.
Yeah, you would.
Toru Yada, whatever his name is. But you do mid games and they're pretty easy. You just basically summon fucking units and have them attack all over the place and shit like that. But the presentation's great. The intro cutscenes of them just walking up the street, and then the ending where everyone is like fucking applauding themselves. And then not to mention, after the end of every particular story arc, you actually have a boss battle with one of those New Japan Pro Wrestling guys, which is really fucking fun. Because who wouldn't want to fight fucking Okada with his fucking Rainmaker? He could just summon money out of nowhere and shit like that. Yeah, like people criticize that saying it's the worst thing ever, but I personally thought it was pretty enjoyable. That being said, Kiwami 2's clan creator system where you work for Majima's construction company was a little more balanced and a little more fun, and I definitely like the Majima anthem after the end of every victory. It's pretty solid.
My favorite side quest in Zero is the one where Michael Jackson is shooting a music video in Kamurocho, and he's just moonwalking down the street, and you have to fight off the zombies that are attacking
yes.
him.
Not
So
Michael
good.
Jack.
Oh, Michael Johnson.
No, Miracle Johnson.
Miracle Johnson, and then what was Steven Spielberg's fake name?
I can't remember, man, but I know what mission you're talking about.
Oh, but that's the kind of side quests I live for. It's just dumb bullshit.
Exactly, man, and it's and yet Shenmue can't do that.
Shenmue kind of has that, but it's like catch the chickens, race the frogs, do the gambling. Look for the old ladies' talismans.
But even then, if Yakuza were being told, okay, you have to have a mini game where you have to catch chickens, I'm pretty sure they would have made it silly as
I want to fight Ultra Mega Chicken from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there would have been a boss battle where you had to fight a big chicken.
No, remember that Nugget in Yakuza
exactly.
0 is a thing, and then Son of Nugget is a thing in Yakuza 6.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like I love Nugget. Okay, so in Yakuza, there's a bowling mini game, and if you bowl a turkey, they give you a turkey, but they're out of turkey, so they give you a chicken. And Kiryu doesn't want to kill it, so he names it Nugget, and it becomes a manager for one of his real estate properties.
He's one of the best ones too.
And he's one of the highest ranked managers. It's so good. I love Nugget.
I know it's shit like that, but yet for some reason, Yu Suzuki, it's almost like he fucking froze himself in carbonite for 20 years. Didn't see how games evolve. Couldn't adapt to it.
Same as they are in 1997 or 1999.
Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. You want to see Kenshiro as a bartender rapidly shaking up a good drink, saying you are already drunk. 100 proof rush. Stuff like that.
So good.
God, that game is actually really fun.
Yeah. Oh god, I gotta play Yakuza Kiwami. I have it, but I never played it.
Kiwami's really good. About half the length of Zero. It won't take you forever.
Okay, cool.
But the story's pretty rock solid, especially since here's a fun thing. Since Yakuza Kiwami is a remake of 1, it follows the story beats verbatim, except for a couple additional side quests, to be consistent with some of the stuff they add later on in the lore. But one of the things about that game that's interesting is you grow attached to one of the characters from Yakuza 0, only to find out that he becomes one of the main villains in the first game. So
oh yeah, that's true.
And for Kiwami, they actually added flashback cutscenes on how he turned to villainy, and that's
really cool.
It's pretty fucked up. It's basically the story of you're not as good as Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Yeah, it's
one of my favorite Yakuza sort of retcons is in Yakuza Dead Souls. There's a random NPC who says, there was a rite of initiation to send our new guys after this guy in a gray suit who would just rampage through Kamurocho every couple years. He doesn't kill anybody ever, but he'll kick their asses, so we make everybody pick fights with him.
That will explain it.
And I love that retcon so much that everyone's just doing that to prove themselves and getting their ass kicked by Kiryu.
Yeah, man. Enjoy having a fucking mashed up face because he fucking threw a traffic cone in there or something.
Man, can we all appreciate Mr. Shakedown?
Oh god, Mr. Shakedown.
I love Mr. Shakedown so much. This giant guy going through Kamurocho, picking fights with everybody to get enough money to go to space to fight aliens and become the ultimate predator.
There is a fucking funny exploit that involves both the second Miracle Johnson side mission and Mr. Shackdown that could easily get you maximum money.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you have to do the second Miracle Johnson mission, which is the dancing minigame, if you remember that one.
Yeah.
Well, automatically you're going to lose regardless because it's fucking Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you can't beat him.
And he gives you, and he's like, it's cool, man. Here's your price, black or white. And I think it's the small box, so I want to say white.
Yeah, it was like the small box or the big box. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like an enemy seeker thing. So you can use that to find Mr. Shakedown. And here's the funny thing. Get all your fucking money, fight Mr. Shakedown, lose to him, and then you find him again because I believe Kiryu, it's specifically Kiryu, he has like a weird like money bonus increase item or something that you can get if you just fight him again and get back your money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you keep doing that until you get like 999 billion 99999. And of course, there's the little thing you can unlock later on where you can donate some of that money to Majima. And there you go.
Okay, that makes sense. I love dumb exploits like that.
That's the beauty about Yakuza. It is so video game and it doesn't care.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm going to...
Remember the Yakuza movie had power-ups in it?
Yeah, it did.
Not a great movie, but power-ups.
Fucking Takeshi Miike and his weird-ass directing.
Yep.
I can understand why... he's kind of the reason why I can understand why people don't want to be 100% faithful to an adaptation. Because I saw
Sometimes it can work. I like Scott Pilgrim, even though it was, again, an adaptation changed a lot.
Yeah, it didn't... Yeah, I've read Scott Pilgrim and seen the movie, and I love them both. And by the way, that film is going to be 10 years old soon. So I'm going to have to rewatch it.
Dude.
Are you old?
Oh, that feels weird.
I know. I hope I love that movie because...
I still love that movie.
I saw that movie 4 times in the theater. 4 fucking times.
The Scott thing I thought was so much better handled than the comics.
I agree.
That was the best way they could have done it.
I like the Nigga Scott in the video game, though.
Nigga Scott in the video game is fun. Especially playing as him.
You know, if Ubisoft and Brian Lee O'Malley, or whoever has the license, has the balls, they need to re-release.
Yeah, release the fucking game. You can't get it anymore.
Give me a Switch port, please, and I'll pre-order it.
Make it crash less.
It crashes a lot on the 360 version. I can tell you that much.
I remember.
The PS3 version was fine.
Like, yeah, it's like an old school game. It crashes a lot. Get it? And everyone's like, no, shut up.
Don't get me started. Why release a PS3 version like a week before the movie comes out and then have an Xbox port come out 2 weeks later? Fuck you, Boobysoft.
Remember the final DLC that was came out 2 or 3 years after the game released?
Oh yeah, the Wallace Wells DLC after people stopped caring.
Yeah. And then it's like, yo, we added online multiplayer. Also Wallace, the best character in the series. And, oh, he's just a clone of Steven.
To be fair, Knives is a clone of Kim.
Yeah, well, no, but she had a different ending at least.
True. Well, Wallace probably had a different ending too.
Yeah, but it was just an image of him in a throne and nothing else.
Well, everyone's ending was just an image, though.
No, but they usually had text. I don't even think Wallace had text.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, but no, Stevens was and they performed an awesome concert. It was raining money for some reason. No, I think Knives was different from Kim.
Yeah, Knives was definitely a different ending.
No, I mean, even she played different, if I recall.
She did, but her model, if you look at her animation stuff...
Oh, the model, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they're cut and paste of Kim's.
No, I mean, Wallace's entire moveset was copied from Steven.
Oh, his entire moveset?
Yeah.
So even including his summon, which should be Other Scott or something?
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah.
Still, yeah, Wallace was just like a model swap.
Still, re-release the game, man. The game was great.
It was a great game.
game was great. The soundtrack's great. So much that I actually did download it one day, and I have it saved on my
You did
phone.
an awesome job.
Yes, it is. I especially love Gideon Wrath and the first stage song. I love the fact that every boss actually has like their own specific theme. You know, it was fun. It was nostalgic. It reminded me of a good time in my life where I was happy when I was in college. And I did see that live action movie 4 fucking times because at the time I really liked it. Yeah. Well,
Edgar Wright's an amazing director.
yeah, he is. I love Hot Fuzz, and people are fucking memeing the shit out of Shaun of the Dead now because of what's going on.
Yep.
We're
Hot
gonna
Fuzz is good.
we're gonna have ourselves a pint and wait for all this to blow over.
The World's End, it has some issues, but it's still pretty good.
Oh,
I thought the ending had balls.
The World's End was actually really fun to watch.
I saw it once and I barely remember it,
Well,
except for the ending.
Funny thing is, when I was watching that movie, I also was watching most of the TV show Spaced. Have you seen Spaced?
No, I haven't.
It was a TV series that Edgar Wright worked on before he worked on his films.
Oh, okay.
And it did.
So it's probably amazing.
Yeah, it starred Simon Pegg, and it starred this other woman. You recognize her from Shaun of the Dead. She was Yvonne.
Okay.
Yeah, that one friend you bump into. It co-starred these two, but there are other actors from those films in that show as well. Obviously, Nick Frost is there, and he plays like a military hard nut who kind of looks like Fidel Castro, except a bit 20 years younger, 50 pounds heavier.
Did you ever hear what Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End are called as a trilogy?
The Cornetto trilogy.
Yep. Okay.
The
You know all
blood,
about this.
yeah, the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy.
That's so weird.
It is, but I understand it. See,
I like it. I think that's
the thing that concerned me about World's End was I thought it was going to be a repeat of Shaun of the Dead, but it was basically Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which was still apocalyptic, unlike Hot Fuzz, which is my favorite of the trilogy.
Hot Fuzz, I think, is the best one as well.
Yes, but
that paperwork scene is one of my favorites.
Dude, are you sure you want to process this lot? My ink's getting low. Not a problem. And the way he fucking pulls out his pens and just pushes the tops on them both like a badass, not a problem.
It's so much paperwork. It's great.
Dude, the paperwork is like the best part because it's an actual accurate representation of police work that never gets brought up.
The police department said, yeah, that's really accurate to what you would have to fill out in a situation like this.
That movie is fucking great. If you haven't seen, if you're listening to stream, if you haven't seen Hot Fuzz, what the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, I saw that movie.
Netflix, go watch it.
Dude, it's been on Netflix for like years now.
Yeah, watch it, definitely.
I remember like I wanted to see Hot Fuzz because I enjoyed Shaun of the Dead, and I saw that I had the same people and all that shit working on it, but it wasn't airing at my like local theater, so that upsetted me. Yeah, I know. I think it was a limited release or something.
Then again, I saw Hot Fuzz on like Stars,
but
after it was in theaters for a while.
But after my fucking senior trip, which was, by the way, a trip to Disney World.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking awesome. I went to visit a friend of mine at his place, and just out of curiosity's sake, I think I went to see the movie theater screens because we were bored and we didn't know what to do, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I realized, hey, they are running Hot Fuzz at the theater. We need to see that movie. It's like, I wonder if it's because of all the angry hate phone calls I've been delivering to them. So we went to see a movie, and yeah, the movie was great. I loved it more than Shaun of the Dead. See, I enjoy Shaun of the Dead, but I didn't know what to expect. I thought Shaun of the Dead was going to be like Monty Python, but with zombies. I didn't know it was going to take itself that seriously towards the end.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the thing that kind of caught me off guard. But Hot Fuzz, I was ready for, and I enjoyed the hell out of that a lot because I love buddy cop films like Rush Hour and shit, and of course Lethal Weapon. So seeing a film like that was pretty awesome.
I got really drunk at my buddy's place one night and we were having a bad movie. And the two movies we watched were Leprechaun into Hood and National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon. Which Loaded Weapon was way better than it should have been, and I feel like we kind of miss that style of comedy these days.
I haven't even seen Loaded Weapon.
It feels like Airplane. It has that kind of humor of just everyone is like really deadpan and dumb shit is flying at you a mile a minute.
Okay, I do enjoy those films, but they did kind of overstay its welcome a little bit in the years. I mean, god damn it, every Leslie Nielsen film after not Lethal Weapon? Yeah, Lethal Weapon. Is kind of a pain in the ass.
After like Dracula Dead and Loving It, maybe.
The film that killed Mel Brooks' career.
That's a shame. I love Mel Brooks.
Me too. I know a lot of people don't think highly of Spaceballs, but Spaceballs got me into that fucking director in the first place.
Spaceballs is one of those movies that is very funny, but again is kind of oversaturated.
I agree. If you see Spaceballs, but you're not familiar with Mel Brooks' other work, go watch his earlier stuff. It's way better. Young Frankenstein,
in my opinion, is the best Mel Brooks movie.
I am going to raise you a Blazing Saddles.
Okay, I haven't seen Blazing Saddles nearly as many times, but those are both very equal in my opinion, so I can't even argue.
See, Blazing Saddles is great because there's a lot of comedy in that film that SJWs would not try to let you get away with. I mean,
even though the point of the movie was to end Westerns completely and call them out for how racist they are by existing.
Not to mention the whole story arc of that character is overcoming racism. I mean, it's in his fucking theme song.
It's great.
I know, that's why I love it so much.
Good.
Yeah.
Enough of that shit. Here comes Mongo.
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo. Man, I can't believe that's the same actor who plays the Big Lebowski in The Big Lebowski.
It's great.
You're a Lebowski. I'm a Lebowski. What's going on here? Did I urinate on your rug? Man, I felt like a dude when I was in college.
I'm trying to think of some really good Mel Brooks movies now. The Producers is very good.
Yes.
I saw The Producers play when it was on at the Detroit Theater. That was actually really fun.
I saw the adaptation with Broderick and
Not
Nathan
as good
Lane.
as the play, in my opinion.
Okay, not as good as the original film, but I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Oh no, it was very fun, but the play did some fun fourth wall shit.
Ah.
Like they actually commented on the intermission, and they did a bunch of really dumb set things.
Let's see what else besides that, Young Frankenstein. High Anxiety, the Alfred Hitchcock spoof.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think Robin Hood Men in Tights is kind of overrated, but High Anxiety is very good.
Okay,
and very
Robin Hood Men in Tights. I rewatched that film recently, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I did when I was like a teenager.
Exactly.
But I did like the Men in Tights musical number.
It was fun.
And it did introduce me to Dave Chappelle, who would become a much more popular black guy.
I forgot Dave Chappelle was in that movie.
He was a Chew.
Yeah, I forgot about. Wow.
Let's see, High Anxiety, which was the Alfred Hitchcock parody. That shit was great.
I like High Anxiety a lot. Not enough people. History of the World, I think, is very hit and miss. I think that if it continued being a sketch comedy, it would be very good. I think they stayed in France and Rome way too long.
That is true, but I do like the quote. Ah, yes, the servant waits while the master baits.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Pull.
I have a weird problem with confusing that part of History of the World with Life of Brian.
I could kind of see that. I only saw Life of Brian.
Especially the biggest dickus scene feels like something that would be in a Mel Brooks movie.
I have a friend in Rome named Biggest Dickus. You think it's funny?
He has a wife, you know.
Incontinentia.
Okay, so I showed my older roommate that movie, and we were just loving it. And he has a thing where he really hates when movies don't have happy endings. And the part where Brian keeps getting left on the cross, I'm just going like, no, don't worry, it's a happy ending. Like he'll be fine. And then everything fails, and they leave him on the cross, and they're singing "Always look on the bright side of life." And he's getting so upset with me. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Look how happy they are.
Man, that's something I feel like singing right now, considering all the shit that's going down.
Always
Look on the bright side of life. Oh, I can't even whistle right now. I'm too hammered. Oh, man.
There we go.
Dude, that ending of Monty Python and the Holy Grail caught me off the fuck
It's
off
so
guard.
good.
I know. When I first saw it initially, I'm like, what the fuck? But my friend's like, no, you don't understand. It's the perfect ending. I'm like, okay, now I get it. All right.
Okay, what the fuck is this? I need to look through this thing to see what in the hell's going on.
What in the hell's going on?
Okay, no, I looked up Mel Brooks movies and something came up and I need to figure out what is going on.
What do you mean? Is Mel Brooks dead?
Oh! What the shit? Okay. So, Mel Brooks was a producer on The Fly, 1986.
There was a. I thought the Fly was. Wait.
Wait, have you not seen the Jeff Goldblum version of The Fly?
That was in 1986.
That was 1986 with the Jeff Goldblum one.
Oh, I thought that film was not as old as that.
No, 1986, The Fly, and then there was sequels, but they're shit and they don't matter. But yeah,
Huh.
1986, The Fly was Jeff Goldblum, and Mel Brooks was a producer on it. I looked up Mel Brooks films, and I just saw The Fly, and I got so confused.
Dude, that motherfucker is still alive, man. He was born in
I
1926.
want to see him do a History of the World Part 2 right the fuck now, and I want it to be the same humor as History of the World Part 1, and I want nobody to appreciate it.
All right, let's see. I'm going through his fucking filmography to see if I can see
He's doing a lot of voice work.
I did see Silent Movie. That movie was fun because it had Marty Feldman in it as well as Dom DeLuise.
I do remember To Be or Not to Be. If I remember correctly, that was a more serious movie.
Let's see. I didn't see To Be or there was this one other movie.
Oh god, there's a Hitler rap in it. How did I forget about that scene?
Let's see. The Muppet movie. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just looking at apparently his filmography. Blah, 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 blah,
Pretty
blah.
small, actually. More smaller than I'd think.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see.
He made greats, but like he made very few like really good movies.
He did work on the TV show Get Smart, which I did watch when it was airing on what was TV Land, which my dad really loved that show, and I was like, okay, it's done by Mel Brooks and it's a parody of spy films, and I'm like, oh, so that's where Inspector Gadget came from, because it was Don Adams. Let's see, Free to Be to that young man. Yeah, he doesn't have a huge filmography when it comes to directing shit.
But man, he had a lot of winners.
True. And I know a lot of people don't think highly of Spaceballs, but like I said, Spaceballs did introduce me to the man, and I do like it. It did have some really strong moments.
Mel Brooks, again, I'll say it, was the thing that ended the Western.
Dude, Blazing Saddles. Oh my god, dude. Seeing fucking Mongo punch a horse.
That scene is so good.
The excessive use of the N-word at one point, which is going to piss off SJWs, but the whole
it's accurate to the time period.
Yeah, I know. The whole theme of it is trying to overcome racism.
Can't send any horses. Send one of them.
Well, we are going to welcome our sheriff.
The new sheriff. Then the bell keeps going up. What do you say? He said the new sheriff is near.
No, the sheriff is a nitping. We are going to welcome our sheriff with a laurel and a hearty handshake to our new No.
Oh, that
Dude,
movie's so good.
when I first saw that movie, I think it was on AMC and it was airing late at night, but my dad actually gave me permission to stay up late to watch this
It's
movie.
important. This is an
Uncut,
important film.
unfucking cut. And
Do
I
it.
did. And I fell in love with it immediately.
There was a comedian years back who had a bit about watching that on TV, and they don't censor the N-word, but they censor out the fart noises.
Yeah, that was my dad's favorite scene was when they were at the campfire
It's
eating
such a
beans.
dumb scene.
And they're it's also realistic, dude, man. I fart like a
Yeah.
motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes
The thing I appreciate most of Mel Brooks is that his movies would have such a weird good balance of the most lowbrow shit ever and some really like high contrast political comedy.
yeah. And I love that kind of humor. That does a do fair balance of both.
Depending, I figure you probably wouldn't be a fan, but Lindsay Ellis did a really good video on Mel Brooks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Lindsay Ellis.
I figured you wouldn't be, but generally the thing she mentioned is that stuff criticizing neo-Nazis like American History X kind of has a bit of a backfire effect because it makes them into anti-heroes and you get that you're supposed to hate them, but look at Edward Norton here. Look how ripped he is and how he's beating the shit out of people. Isn't that kind of cool? Now look at the way that Mel Brooks depicts Nazis. They're all flamboyant idiots who don't know how to get anything done. Neo-Nazis don't have anything to grab onto there.
I just love the fact that that one of his first popular films was The Producers, and it's about two guys who are trying to create the worst Broadway film possible, and the thing they found was a script for a play called Springtime for Hitler, which is a straight love letter to Adolf fucking Hitler.
It's so good.
And
Didn't Will Ferrell play that role?
he did in the Broadway
movie?
musical, but I still prefer whoever the actor was in the original film because
Yeah.
he had an awesome quote that wasn't in the Broadway version where he was upset at his portrayal of the film because in the film, a popular comedian at the time, I believe his name was Dick Shaw, and my dad brings up this story. He brought this up to me 3 times. Again, my dad, history buff, blah, blah, blah. He told me that Dick Shaw actually died of a heart attack when he was doing a stand-up routine on stage. Here's the sad part. Everyone thought it was a bit. Everyone thought it was kayfabe.
No.
But it wasn't. He literally fucking died right then and there.
Oh.
Now, it
that's
wasn't
sad.
it wasn't in the mid 2000s adaptation, which was based off of the musical.
Yeah,
Dick Shaw plays a character by the name of Lorenzo Saint Dubois, but my friends call me LSD. And his character is a fucking hippie. And he does a stupid musical number about, if everyone had a flower instead of a gun or some shit. And then
That's our Hitler.
and then at the end, Max Bielsa goes, "That's our Hitler."
Yo.
So he ends up playing the role of Adolf Hitler, but everyone in the theater fucking loved him for being Hitler. But the guy who wrote the script, Franz Liebkin, he's like, "This is not the Führer. The Führer doesn't say baby all the time." And then one of the audience members says, "Can you keep it quiet?" And he says, and I quote, and this is a great fucking quote. More people need to say this. He goes, "I am the screenwriter. You are the audience. I'll drink you." It's like, oh man, that movie is a fucking classic. It has Gene Wilder in it. Gene Wilder is great in everything, man.
Gene Wilder did a great job.
Rest in peace. People remember Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, but I always remember him as...
He did a lot more roles than that. Although everything I hear from the set of Willy Wonka is amazing. Like he refused to tell most people how he was going to play that character.
Wow, I'm getting very belchy because of my booze.
Yep.
And
Like
then
that scene where
I
he
turned
walks out
into a
with the cane
pickle.
and flips over was like that scene is so well crafted because he's going like, no, I want to walk out with a cane and I want nobody to like understand what's going on and I don't want any of the cast members to know what this is. I want to walk out slowly, then slowly fall over and then flip and do a flourish and take a bow. So then you know to never trust me.
Gene Wilder is a fucking genius.
He
Meanwhile,
was,
when it comes to comedic actors nowadays, it's like, yeah, we're not going to write a script, so you just improv and pad out the
God,
fucking film for
no,
20
you have to
minutes.
plan this shit. Don't just let your people improv. Hey, Vicky, what's up?
Oh, don't worry. Hey, Vicky, how's it going? Don't worry. What I was saying was a sarcastic statement, man. Like, I do think comedy, people who say comedy is subjective, I
They
partially
don't understand well done comedy.
I partially disagree with that sentiment. I believe there's a craft to the comedy.
Very much.
It's not just do whatever the fuck you feel like. No, I think there needs to be like a clever, because the reason why Ghostbusters is so fucking good is because of the way that movie was planned out and how everyone was deadpan with their line deliveries and yeah, every line of dialogue in that film I giggle at, and I was like, yeah, it's really good. But
I think deadpan is way funnier than just hamming it up.
yeah, don't get me started on Yick. Let's be random. Golden alpaca.
Oh, Vicky, what are you talking about with the idol with the title anime mentioned before?
Are you talking about Backstreet
Zombieland
Girls?
Saga or Backstreet Girls?
Because we were talking about Zombieland Saga earlier, which I did
finish Backstreet Girls. That was fun.
Yeah, Backstreet Girls was definitely a bizarro show. A Zombieland Saga might be something easier to get into.
I do like one of them screaming, "Give me back my dick."
Man, if I ever meet one of those, voice actresses again, I definitely want to bring up that show so she can talk about it because it's great. What about your father? From now on, your father is your mother.
That scene was okay. I laughed my ass off of that line. Your dad's your mom now.
And no, I love the line that comes afterwards when he remembers that scene. He goes,
Yeah.
I don't really have a father.
I don't really have a father anymore. Yeah. Yo, stand up and piss like the man you are.
Oh, God. Dude, man, there was a lot of cringy moments in those last 3 episodes, especially that one scene.
Especially the hemorrhoids, I think I know.
Oh, God.
I was having like a weird discussion about the state of their genitals.
I wish it was that simple and easy because everyone would be a woman at that point. Just saying.
Oh, I love the crew getting together trying to get revenge.
Oh, I love the part they were like, you know what? We'll just let our fucking boss physically abuse us to the point where we can't come on stage.
There's our cosplay. It's like we're traction patients.
The worst part is that's probably somebody's fetish on the internet.
Oh, I've seen enough to know what that is. Okay, have you ever you've watched Welcome to the NHK, haven't you?
3 times, as a matter of fact.
Okay, have you watched it dubbed where they're like screaming about how to make the perfect waifu?
Yes.
It's like she's a fox girl who's also an alien from the future, and then she gets in an accident and has to be in bed for a whole year, and you have to take care of her. And then he shows the drawing. It's like a girl in a body cast with cat ears. It's like, write a scenario for her now.
I don't know why they didn't proceed with that plan. It would have worked.
Them cowards.
Cowards, yeah. Like, the only comedian I like from SNL was Chris Farley. I know people make fun of them because he was obese, but I always knew how to make me... Chris Farley was a fucking legend. God rest his soul.
I wish he lived longer, honestly.
Same here.
I would love to see how he progressed.
Same here, because I love the movie Tommy Boy. And oh, God, what was the movie? Black Sheep was kind of a poor man's version of the film.
Rob Schneider is a fucking leech.
But... Yeah, but
anybody who's more successful.
Tommy
than him.
Boy still had a few good moments. Apparently, there's a meme where he fucking tumbles down a hill, and then he looks up and he goes, what the hell was that about?
Yeah.
Which is pretty much how I feel about 2020 right now.
That's how I feel about life. Get up out of bed. Oh, what the hell was that about?
I am iffy on the Harley Quinn TV show because I saw some clips that made me giggle, but
I'm not paying for another stream.
same here, dude.
The clip I keep seeing that I really like, it's like, I just want what every Jewish mother wants, for you to marry a doctor. But I am a doctor!
Oh yeah, I remember that scene
It's
actually.
really funny to me.
I just don't feel like paying for multiple streaming services. In fact, I need to
I
cut.
guess I'll just watch it on
I
some
need to
random-
cut one of them off, but I can't. I can't cut Netflix because I'm clinging on to hope that High Score Girl season 2 will come out.
Yeah.
Hulu is basically what Netflix used to be, so I'm keeping them.
What the fuck is Toronto gonna put out now that Netflix doesn't want anything to do with them?
I don't even know what Toronto is.
The company that made BoJack Horseman and Tuca and Birdie.
Ah, okay.
Dude, I honestly feel so bad for how they're getting treated by Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, you did talk about this a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, generally it's like they started up a union and then both of their shows got canceled the second they did.
At least BoJack Horseman ended on a pretty strong note.
It did. I really like the ending of BoJack, but I could tell that they wanted to have another season.
Okay. What else? Verve, I'm keeping
Verve seems nice.
because even though it's part Crunchyroll, blah blah blah, it's probably the only way I can watch some legal streaming shows. Is blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I know.
I gotta watch Man on the Moon sometime.
High Dive, I know is part of Verve, but I'm keeping them despite the fact that they did an oopsie with one of their dubs. I don't know if you heard about this.
No. I don't follow dubs.
All right, I'll.
I've heard good. And do you even pay for Tubi? I thought Tubi was mostly free and just used ads.
I'm pretty sure there's a free service that at least disables the ads, but I heard comment writers coming out. But anyways, guys, buckle up for this shit because I heard about this a week ago. So, the Sentai Filmworks decided to dub To Love Ru.
Oh, yep. Okay, now I remember.
And there was a scene where one of the characters prefer their women to want to cook in the kitchen or make food or whatever. Now, in the Japanese version, one of the characters responds and says that's pretty old-fashioned. But apparently, according to Sentai Filmworks, or whoever the fuck was directing it, that's too big-brained for average audience members. So they dumbed it down and made the character say, "That's so misogynistic."
That doesn't seem like something that people in To Love Ru would say, because it's To Love Ru.
This caused me to bang my head, even though I'm not a fan to Love Ru, nor I ever will be. I'm just like, because, and here's, I had this.
Show me the titties of the alien devil girl.
I had this discussion with a friend of mine, with two of my friends last week when I was at that trip. And Windsor, I believe it was Windsor who said this is like the reason why they changed it like that is because they thought that dialogue would be hip with the kids. And I said, if that is what's considered hip to children nowadays, then I guess I'm a fucking crip.
I guess I'm not Miles Davis.
I guess I'm a crip-tiered gangster at this point. Shit.
Oh.
That's hip?
So, I'm just thinking about one of my favorite lines in Evil Dead the Musical. If being evil's cool, then consider me Miles Davis.
Who's
It's such a
Miles
stupid-
Davis?
Okay, Miles Davis was a jazz musician,
Oh, okay.
and just the joke was that the thing that made him more popular than he ever was a scene in Billy Madison, where Billy, that kid pisses himself, then Billy gets his pants all wet and says no, I pissed myself, that's what you do, it's the coolest thing in the world. And then the old lady goes, if peeing your pants is cool, then I'm Miles Davis. And that's the only reason people remember him now, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you hear it, guys. Go piss yourself so you can be as cool as this Miles Davis, fellas.
He's got good music. I do like jazz, so yeah.
I have yet to see the third season of F is for Family. Even though I loved the first season and enjoyed the
I've
second
heard good
season.
things about that show.
F is for Family was really great. Okay, Bill Burr is one of the producers and
I like
co-creators
Bill
of the
Burr a
show.
lot.
And he does...
I love Bill Burr yelling about that great Antonio fight.
Oh, then you're going to love him because he voices the dad in that show.
Yeah, I did know that.
He was great in that show. It's really good. And you know who voices the daughter in F is for Family?
I probably know her name, but who is it?
The same voice actress as Ryo Oki from Tenchi Muyo.
Okay, I was gonna think Mabel for some reason.
No, it's not Christine Shaw. She voices
Christine
Sarah.
Shaw.
She voices Sarah Lynn in BoJack Horseman.
She does. I do know that my dad was kind of making fun of it because he was watching a show with her in live action, and he was just kind of laughing at the fact that like everyone makes fun of her for sounding like a 12-year-old girl in every role she does because that's just her voice.
Yeah, she was a pretty good Mabel. It's too bad her character went to
she-
shit in the later seasons.
Yeah. I think that's because they liked her too much and they refused to ever let her grow. They said like, no, fuck it, she's always right. Hey, she's a great Louise in Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers is a surprisingly good show. I didn't expect it to be
I
as
am
good as
so
it is.
shocked at how good Bob's Burgers is.
Bob's Burgers is actually very interesting and mostly subversive, which is great because we need something to combat the bullshit that is The Simpsons and Family Guy.
They should just end The Simpsons and then maybe I'll be excited about seeing the next movie. Because it'd be like,
agree.
oh, hey, Okay, so there's a thing. Me and my buddy have been talking about this for years. We're saying when The Simpsons finally ends, we want to have a series finale party. But it just won't fucking end.
If it announces one last final season, I want it to end by getting as much as the classic writers from the Golden Age to just do it one last ride.
Bring in Conan O'Brien again.
Exactly. Nah,
That'd be great.
that's cool. If I ever change my mind and support DC, because the DC streaming service does have at least 2 shows that have my interest: Harley Quinn and Young Justice season 3.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't. If you try to link the website, I'm pretty sure YouTube is gonna stop you because
Yeah, they're gonna get mad at you.
yeah,
Actually, the streaming service I'm most interested in is Shudder.
the horror thing.
I love horror movies. I really fell off of horror, but I would love just to get back and watch some dumb schlock.
Some of that dumb song.
Yeah. Hey, dumb schlock, man. Where am I now?
Tell you what, man, scary monster, boo, and yeah.
Did you ever hear about Mike Judge's inspiration for the Boomhauer voice?
Yeah, it was apparently some sort of like angry fucking voicemail he got on his answering machine over Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, no, it was a wrong number.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear
And
this.
the dude sounded like that. He's like, "Oh my god, I love this man's voice. I'm gonna learn to copy it exactly."
Oh, well, I got fact check this because I heard something else.
I'm gonna have to look that. Yeah, I'll have to look that up too.
Because he said that he got some like a hate mail answering machine about Beavis and Butthead back when he was working on that show. The inspiration behind. Boom.
Okay, you're correct. You're correct. It was an irate fan.
Okay. Well, I don't know if he was a fan, but he was irate.
Well, it was listed as an irate fan.
Let's see. The voice of Boomhauer was based on a man who left the voicemail that Mike Jones listened to many times, complaining about Beavis and Butthead, who also thought the name of the show was Porky's Butthole.
Dang old Parker's butthole, man. I went over there and found one.
Where did he get that fucking information from?
He probably just tried to say Beavis and Butthead, but couldn't because his voice was so weird.
No, dangle what, man. And the funny thing is, as a Southerner, I can actually understand how Boomhauer talks. I can perfectly translate his voice. I gotta be like fucking Hank. He understands his language and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I get it too because I'm a Southerner.
Remember that his brother was played by Brad Pitt.
Nice.
which is so goofy.
I heard the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie was complete trash. I'm not gonna
That's
see
a
it.
shame.
I
I
don't.
want it to be good.
I didn't even want this movie to happen. Clerks 2 was a perfect way to end the whole series.
It really was.
I love Clerks 2.
I know that Kevin Smith keeps saying he wants to write a Clerks 3.
No, please don't. Kevin Smith is a stupid stoner now who doesn't know how to write the films like he did 30 years ago.
I think he does. I think we've changed.
No.
Okay.
They've changed. I can base this on the way Yoshiyuki Tomino, the creator of Gundam, he's changed over the years. Okay, people probably want him to come back to make Gundam shit, but have you seen Rika Gisa and G? Yeah, it's not the same as fucking Zeta Gundam, that's for sure. He's changed.
I do know that the problem with Kevin Smith is that he keeps making like dumb inside jokes for no one as movies, like Tusk and Yoga Hosers.
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. I
It's
don't
like,
know.
hey, won't you enjoy? You'll enjoy this if you listen to my podcast. And wasn't it a good idea? It's like, not really.
No, and I don't want to listen to your podcast. You're not that interesting anymore. Nerd culture is not very exclusive to you anymore, you fucking formerly fat fuck.
Yeah. I guess they had to rewrite a lot of the Jay and Silent Bob reboot because he was too skinny for any of the fat jokes to work.
Not to mention, I remember in Clerks 2, he actually deleted some scenes because they were too referential to the first movie.
That's dumb. It's a sequel. You might as well reference it.
True, but at the same time, what if somebody saw this film without seeing the first film, which, by the way,
Go see the first film, you asshole.
I didn't see the first film before I saw Clerks 2.
Same here, but I would have said, oh, that's probably from the first movie.
That might be true. But I did see the Clerks cartoon, though. That cartoon is
I've
fucking
heard the
great.
Clerks cartoon is really good.
The Clerks cartoon is fucking hilarious.
Isn't the second episode a clip show where they cut back to things that never happened?
Yes, but it did have like one of the best jokes ever when they were fucking running a convenience store in London, England, and one of the customers is like, "Peck of fags," and Randall's like, "You're a fag," and then and then the British guy's like, "No, a fag is a cigarette, mate." And Randall goes, "I'm not your mate, fag," and he beats the shit out of him.
It's so dumb. Oh, Randall.
I fucking love Randall. It's funny, like, he wasn't that stupid in the original film.
Yeah, and Flanderization happens.
Yeah, Flanderization in the cartoon, which got carried over to Cricks too, where he decides to fucking insult a fucking disabled person.
Yep.
Crippy boy, that's what I'm gonna call him. Fucking Christ, dude.
Ugh. Oh, man.
I don't know, man. I don't want to see the movie because, like I said, Clerks 2 was just a solid conclusion. I don't want to see it being ruined.
Yeah,
And I saw the trailer, and everyone looks so old.
It's really depressing. So the thing is, and I think that they should have used this title instead, was the name of one of his tours was Jay and Silent Bob Get Old.
Maybe that should have. Yeah, that would have
That
been
should have
fine.
been the title.
That could have been a whole theme in the film.
Oh God, don't make King of the Hill come back. It had a really good ending.
Yeah, King of the Hill's fine the way it is. I know people want to see things get revived, but trust me when I say no, they don't.
No, Beavis and Butthead, like, it really lost something when it came back.
Yeah, maybe, because here's the thing. I did see the revival, and I did enjoy the hell out of it, and I even think the commentary sections are better.
I remember the commentary sections are kind of like more commentated on MTV not running music videos anymore because they were watching reality TV shows instead of music videos.
But here's the thing. Beavis and Butthead were like, they came off as more intelligent and snarkier when it came to those moments, which probably blows your mind, but that's why I like it so much.
That's why it was funny.
Yeah. I don't want to see King of the Hill come back. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
is Daria one of those things that doesn't work outside of its decade? Because I feel like I would hate Daria now.
well, do you have a Hulu account?
I do not.
Well, Daria's on Hulu. So
Yeah, maybe I'll try watching it because I
there
never
was
really watched Daria, but everything I've seen, I'm
there
like, I think I
was
hate this character.
there was one episode where she accidentally started a communist revolution on her campus.
Okay, never mind. That sounds kind of hilarious.
That was pretty fucking funny. I don't know. I was watching. I had that show in the background when I'm working out because, listening to music is kind of a little droll. Sometimes I like to have some TV shows in the background when I exercise or something.
That's podcasts for me.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I only listen to 2 podcasts nowadays, which is Castle Super Beast and Mega 64. There's not a whole lot of gaming podcasts out there that holds my interest because
Yeah, I listen to Pizza Party podcast. You're wrong about. I used to listen to more Hello from the Magic Tavern,
I see.
which that unfortunately I think overstayed its welcome. Good premise though. It was about a guy who went through like a portal to like a D&D dimension. He would just interview random fantasy creatures every week.
I see.
And it was all improv with a bunch of comedians from Chicago.
You think Interspecies Reviews is going to get into an episode with muscly orcs? Ogres, I mean.
You're cutting off really bad.
You think Interspecies Reviews will ever get to an ogre-centric episode with women who are 8 feet tall and super muscular?
If I was writing, hells yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do that.
Why not? They've done everything else, including fucking penguin-looking harpy ladies laying eggs.
That's true. They don't have enough. They don't have enough big women.
Those cowards. Big women are worth fucking.
Big. Have you ever seen that comic where it's like, what kind of woman do you like? It's just like eyes light up, big, and it's like, you mean like mature? No, big, and it just like shows like 10 meters tall.
I think I see that. I think you shared it actually.
I post that all the time because I love it.
Or that one fucking fan comic from Monster Musume. Where somebody was posting on 4chan where the main character was posting on like 4chan or something. How do you deal with an ogre on a full moon? And then that fucking ogre lady from the monster like Spec Ops team squad fucking lifts him up and carries him away while everyone is making 4chan comments like, "Get out of my swamp" or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
This is her swamp, like that feel when no monster girlfriend.
It's like, no, don't take me away. That woman is awesome, by the way.
God, I love Tio.
Nisha,
My
yeah.
favorite. Second favorite. I like Polt the most, but Tio is like a hard second.
Dude, I fucking love Zombina, especially during that one scene where she was like, I'm going to fuck with this character. So she literally detaches her titty and drops it on the floor.
Okay, have you seen the manga where they hang out with her friend who's a Jiangshi?
Man, how many chapters is that? Because I am only at the part. The answer is no, but I hope I get to that
like
soon.
65 chapters in. It's not that long. Dude takes a lot of hiatuses.
Okay, I am on the chapter where they're going to meet the mermaid lady's family or something.
Yeah, it's a little after that.
I may have the volume or 2 after that. I want to see that now.
Yeah, they hang. So the Jiangshi girl's great because they get along because they're both just fujoshi trash.
Okay, never mind. You said
but no, because they're
fujoshi.
rotten girls. Get it?
You way to hype me up and then kill me at the same time.
Hey, she's very cute, and I do like her.
Is she cuter than Shenko?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I like Hasenko a lot, but I think Shishi is.
Her name is Shishi?
Her name is Shishi. She got some good junk in the trunk.
Let me Google image her.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a pretty good design.
Yeah.
All right. You win this round.
Hells yeah, I do.
God, okay. Zombieland Saga was not that lewd when it came to their zombie humor, which is great because I love it when characters fucking lose their limbs or their eyeballs pop out or their head spin
Yep.
when they get slapped across the face.
So much fun. I do like when Sakura just gets her head eaten.
Oh yeah, that too. It's like, when did this woman bite me like 16 times, which man, that episode 1 concert kind of went
Yeah.
crazy.
God, she keeps biting me. Yeah, you'll be fine.
She's the legendary Yamada Tai. What makes her so legendary? Who
The
fucking
legendary
cares?
Yamada-Tai!
Who the fuck cares? What makes you so legendary?
I love him so much, just screaming.
The Clerks cartoon is really fucking hilarious. It only had 6 episodes too. That's the sad part.
Yeah. Easy watch though.
Yeah. I love the Charles Barkley cameo appearances.
Man, it's a shame that that Barkley 2 is never gonna happen.
What's Barkley 2?
Oh, you don't know about Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden?
Oh, they were going to make a sequel?
Yes, it was kickstarted, and then they ran out of money, and everyone just kind of bailed.
Oh.
But you did get a cyber I do know that Liam from the Best Friends had a cyber dwarf Dakimakura.
Weird.
If you remember the cyber dwarf, that was a dwarf with skin made of basketball.
I've only seen like a little bit of the LP that the Zaibatsu did.
That LP is so good. It's one of my favorites. And again, it kind of makes me a bit sad because I guess that the first falling out was Liam and Pat.
Yeah, but then again, Liam does come off as a fucking sensei. Like the thing
Never heard that term.
the thing about Pat is that, well, most modern weebs for some reason are pussies. Okay, let's be honest. They claim to talk the talk, but once they feel like they need to ban a fucking Ahegao hoodie, then you need to get the fuck out of my life. And Liam looks like that type of person who would do that.
Liam was always that kind who was like a very self-hating weeb. And I did notice that a lot. Like, he didn't embrace the trash like I see a lot of weebs do. And I remember a lot of people were going like, whoa, why does Pat get along so well with Clemps? You'd think Clemps would be better along, get better along with Liam. And they're like, no, they're both trash and they know it. That's why they get along. There's no way Liam likes and watches interspecies reviewers. Even though he's all about Monster Girl shit.
There's a thing I grew up in the 90s. There's a lot of 90s anime out there that are trash, but it's enjoyable trash. It's trash that is so bad it's funny. And if it's not that enjoyable, I just straight up ignore it. Like, I don't know, man. Liam represents an otaku era that I do not really like or care for, even when it comes to trash standards.
Yeah.
So he seems like the kind of guy who would definitely have some fucking, like, Pat would get under his skin because Pat is a constant shit talker. He loves talking shit. I can tell. Especially if you're a fan of fucking of the Fate series, because he really hates those people.
He loves that. I love when Fate fans go like, yo, Pat, I'm a fan of Fate. Keep talking shit about Fate. It sucks.
Yeah, exactly. So you just gotta have to have an iron will, especially if you're a fucking otaku, man. People hate your shit. People think you're a weirdo pedophile.
Yeah. Embrace it.
You're just gonna have to just put up with it.
Okay, Lancer, I will say that, like, despite like me figuring that like Liam probably wouldn't be the best to hang out with, I really like his sense of humor. Like, I really like how dry and deadpan he is a lot of the time. And I think that him and Matt do play off each other very well. So watching their Sonic playthrough is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now I don't know how the falling out between Matt and Pat happened.
I think it was a slow thing where they just kind of didn't really like talking to each other outside of work, and that just turned into, I don't feel like working with this person anymore. Like, honestly, if you watch the Star Trek playthrough, that's what killed it.
The one that's based off the Abrams film?
Yeah, remember the final Let's Play they never finished that Matt and Pat played together was Star Trek, and there was a thing where when he was playing Devil May Cry with Wooly, he kept saying, "I just got off of a Let's Play, and this thing feels like it's lasting like 4 times as long as it should."
Yeah, I could kind of see that, and I don't know how in charge Matt was, but I think he fucked up on the
He
last.
was very hands off near the end.
I think he fucked up on the last like fisticuff slash scrub lords. Like
That last fisticuffs is legendary in my opinion. Like it is
but
awkward to watch.
but wasn't that
but
like the same week that fucking Smash Ultimate came out?
It was! It came out the same week and then they're all yelling like, I wonder why we don't get as many views. Because we play shit like this! The real channels are playing Smash right now.
Yeah, I'm on their side when it comes to that shit. I'm like, come on, man. Even I, who wasn't
That was mostly Wooly's fault, to be honest. He was the one put in charge of Smash and he didn't unlock any of the characters.
even I, the guy who wasn't a big Smash fan, I fucking used to shit dog on that all the time, came around with Ultimate, man. Just...
Oh, Jojo, we're talking about the super best friends, and they had a falling out like a bit over a year ago.
Yeah.
And, he's talking about King of the Hill, never mind.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, King of the Hill, yeah. I'm trying to think of like a series that I would like to see come back. The only one that I would have liked to see is Medaka Box, but Gainax doesn't want to make anime, so whatever.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there hasn't been any solid evidence of Ifrit telling me that Trigger bought Gainax.
Yeah, I wish they would, but yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I did look it up. Apparently, Gainax is a very splintered company right now, and it's like 3 or 4 smaller companies who own like the IPs shared, and they just do like dumb merchandising with it still, and that's the only way they get their money.
Oh, the mighty have fallen.
I know. What's Trigger working on next? They're doing like that furry anime. That might be good.
Sadly, you might be right. It's not Beastars, though, is it?
No, it's not. I remember people were saying like, "Yo, Beastars comes out on Netflix, and then Trigger's making this furry anime. Like, normies don't stand a chance. We're all getting into the first shit."
I have a feeling that anime is going to get delayed, though.
BNA Brand New Animal is supposed to air on April 8th.
Probably going to get delayed by at least a month or two.
The thing that I know is gonna get delayed and probably never come out is Quadruple S Dynazian.
Why do you think it's not going to come out?
Because the guy who played Gridman died.
When did he die?
This year, like really recently.
What was the reason?
I'm gonna have to check on that because it was like a big thing that they said like Inferno Cop died and the guy who voiced Gridman.
It's pretty fucked up.
I know, it's really sad because like, yo, I wanted another season of Inferno Cop so bad, and it's like, ugh. Because I remember they teased the season 2 of Inferno Cop for a while. Let me look and see who this was. Inferno Cop. Oh yeah, he showed up in Space Patrol Luluco. I will gladly say that Space Patrol Luluco is one of my favorite anime ever.
I need to finish watching this show.
Damn, he didn't do all that much.
But yeah, I know there's a new Digimon adventure that's supposed to be like a reboot of the original series or whatever, and I'm fucking confused, dude. And I'm also kind of pissed off because I like Digimon, but I don't like this pandering to the fucking original adventure series so much. Like, can we have like a new Digimon adventure with a new set of characters, please? Just keep the themes mature, just like fucking Digimon Tamers. I don't need to see Tai and Agumon all the time. Or if you're gonna have Agumon, have him paired up with a new protagonist. Come on, guys. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, man?
Oh, wait, okay. No, it was a different voice actor. What the fuck? Okay, for some reason I heard that Inferno Cop and Gridman were voiced by the same character, but no, Gridman has a different voice actor.
Alright, whatever.
No, Inferno Cop did die.
But why do you well, is the Gridman voice actor still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. Never mind. Okay, so it won't get delayed.
No, if it's gonna get delayed, I'm bringing up the fucking coronavirus, dude.
Oh yeah, that might. Okay, again, they never gave an official. They never gave an official reason for what was taking so long with this, but yeah. So maybe it'll come out. Like again, it can't be delayed if they never announced a date for it to come out.
All right. Well, anyways, it's been over 3.5
Yeah,
freaking
it's a good time to
hours.
end
We
it.
have to wrap it up. As you can
I'm
tell,
gonna go finish my pizza.
I only had 5 hours of sleep, and I'm running on like fucking
Yeah.
low gasoline. But
To
next,
bed, but I like Sundays more. If this is good for everybody else, I kind of want to hear you say it. If you prefer Mondays, say that too, and we'll keep it on Mondays.
we'll probably stick with Sundays then, because net thing is, next Sunday is going to be a Doom Eternal stream.
You're right. You're right.
So I need to get your ass on PS4 for this one.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I don't have a capture card yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what we're going to do next week. But
Yeah.
yeah, this has been a crazy ass stream. We
Yep.
covered a lot of ground. I don't know how to end this. So with that, this is Dark Scream signing out.
So Squiggleton signing off.
Take care, everybody. I'll see
Good
you all
night.
next week. Goodbye.